Hello, hello, everyone. MJ, Cam, Jeremy. You guys doing well? All right. Where Mason is, we'll go ahead and just go and get started. Um, how was last week for everybody? Do I have to fire Mason, or did Mason do a good job?
Worst call ever. Gee, Christmas. Pretty sure he was drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had naked ladies running behind him. He kept telling him to get out of the room. He had a little cocaine under his nose. It was awful.
Oh, geez. I don't have to have a
He
sit
was
down.
great. He was great. He did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really, sometimes good just to hear a different voice. So that was good.
Yeah. Good. Cool. Um, it's too bad Mason wasn't here. His ego would have.
Just show him, just edit out my compliment. Just be like, what the heck is this, Mason?
Talk about the cocaine part. I'll just show him
Yeah.
what the hell happened, bro.
Yeah. He started the whole call. All we could see was this. Oh, hey guys, what's up?
No, I would boot him to the curb so hard if he did that. Um, okay, guys, we'll go ahead and get started. Who do we have first? Okay, so I think Cam, we have quite a few questions with you. So there's a lot. So I guess like before we delve in, does anybody kind of have to get going? Unless Cam, like you have to get going soon. But is there somebody that wants to hop in just like really quick before we get super deep into the trenches with Cameron? Okay, cool. In that case, we'll go and just get started with you, Cam. So did you get a chance to read some of my replies, man?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it took care of like a lot of them. I was just in the middle of watching like the how to be efficient with your time as like a solopreneur if you're
Yeah.
trying to do an agency. That question was also partly for like maybe this is like out of the scope of your coaching, but like how to because my days are just so flippy floppy. Like I don't wake up at the same time. I'm just you as a person, what advice would you give for me just as like a framework is what I should do every day? Like wake up at the same time, try to get to bed. Because like my day is just like my girlfriend comes home and like right when I'm about to get into it, I gotta go say hi and I get stalled with her. I'm just looking for advice to like just I don't know, kind of get back on my feet and really just hone in as well as like continue like a balanced lifestyle, obviously so you don't get burnt out. But um I just feel like your efficiency when it comes to like work is pretty damn good. So I was wondering if you have any tips and tricks for me, just like in the day-to-day work related or just life related.
Yeah. How far did you get in that video?
I think I'm like halfway, maybe two-thirds.
Okay. So I would say, definitely finish that video because that video overall just, I think if you just understand what is the most important to the least important thing, then what happens, you automatically move things around. So like, for example, recently I was really fixated on creating ads. But then I had a few people that were like super interested in hopping inside of a program. And so I was like super fixed on creating the ad, but then the top down order is always like, where is the easiest money? So that's my biggest thing to you. And to everybody, it's just like $1 here versus $1 that's 1,000 miles away that you have to fly over for are not the same dollar. And so the number one thing you should be thinking to yourself is like, where is the low hanging fruit? Where is the simplest money? Where's the fastest money? And you always go after that first. So prioritize that. So the sales calls here is much better than me running an ad that may or may not work. So that's the number one thing. If you can kind of just like focus on that, then that'll make things much easier. And it takes a little bit of time, but always focus on that. And so it's and it's also understanding like what are like fires versus what are actually not fires. Client yelling at you actually isn't a fire. It might seem like it right now, but it's actually not. An ad account shut down, your credit card gets hacked, like those are fires. Um, so that's the most important thing. It's kind of like understanding the objective of a sales call versus me giving you a script. I think what you're asking for is a script, but if you just understand the objective, it'll serve you much better, I think. Now, to answer your question though and give you the script that you're looking for, number one, like I've noticed about you is that you're very much so a late owl. And for you, what I would, and so you're cracking up there, you know that. And so you definitely don't want to be a late owl. I don't think in the agency game. You certainly like I would recommend if you can get up at like 6 in the morning, man, and like do the internal stuff like from 6 a.m. to like 9 a.m., set up all your systems, course material, all that stuff. And then from like 9 to 3, you're just banging out sales calls. And then from there, like 3 to 6, go and I personally like hit the gym and do all that stuff in the morning, but it's actually smart to actually do that in the evening, scientifically proven. So that's what I would recommend doing. So 6 to 9, get your heavy lifting in terms of like course material, things you have to learn, systems, AI bot, whatever. Um, like right for you right now, this phase that you're at in your life, it's probably creating some course material for Michael and them, right? You do that in the morning. And then from, 9 to 3, you're just doing sales. That's really
Right.
where you should be, man. And in my opinion.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. This is my full-time job, but like I'm not treating it as such. Like it'd be nice to, as if I have like a boss who's gonna fire me if I don't wake up at 6. Do you have any tips in terms of like waking up, or you just gotta get your ass up and that's about it?
Like what do you struggle with?
Just getting up. When I'm like tired and I'm like, and I know I got to get somewhere, I'll rationalize in my head if I don't go there, the world's not going to explode. I'm so tired. Like the sleep is going to be oh god so good. So then I stay in bed. Even if that thing I have to get up at 6 a.m. is important, I will figure out a way if I'm tired enough and in a cozy enough blanket to like, yeah, fuck it, which isn't what I want. So I'm just wondering. I think the answer is just like just get your ass up. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter how cozy the blanket is, but I was wondering if you have any other things.
Yeah, I do. So for me, I never struggle with getting up. And so the number one tip isn't getting up. The number one tip is falling asleep. I don't know if
Hmm.
you've heard that before.
Yeah,
So
I gotta switch up my whole. I am a night owl. Like my hours of productivity are like 7 p.m. to like 2 a.m., which is not good, but I go hard because there's like no one's around or up.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I gotta switch that up.
Yeah, it's not about when you wake up, it's about when you go to sleep. So for me, for example, when I have like right now I'm more chill, but like sometimes I like really focus like, okay, I gotta go hard for like 3 weeks. So I'm not promoting drugs. I take ZzzQuil, ZZZ Quill. And so I'll take a ZzzQuil 2 hours before I have to go to sleep, no matter what. So if I say I have to be asleep by 10 o'clock, I'll take it at 8 o'clock. I know I'm going to knock out by 10. I don't have to worry about getting up. I know I'm going to wake up. I know I'm going to be refreshed. I'm not worried about it. And if I do that for like 2, 3 days, the rest of the week becomes super easy. It's really the first 2 days that are hard. And if I really have to go ham, I'll take an Adderall. Again, I'm not promoting drugs or anything like that, but just kind of sharing my workflow, like stuff that helps me.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
so fix when you go to sleep, bro, and everything else will start to fall in place.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
Um. Yeah. What else is on there?
Um, so if we kind of go over this in order, so going over your discovery demo call email and SMS automation reminders. Um,
Yeah,
what
so I don't know how I mean, okay, so last week me and Mason kind of went over some other stuff, so I changed everything depending on what I did. So I can show you what I changed, Mason, and then you can tell me if it's
Yeah,
brutal or not.
let's do this. Mason, by the way, they said that you were like doing cocaine and you had like strippers and stuff last Monday. That's what Jeremy said. What
Mm-hmm.
the hell, bro?
Told you to be quiet, Jeremy. I'm like, you'll probably screw me over right now.
Sounds a little drunk still, Koshik. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I'm gonna have to like demo him and like take off a few percentages, man. I don't.
Yeah, there's clearly a problem. Actually, this isn't really a sales call, it's an intervention, Mason.
Oh, dude.
Koshik, you go ahead and get us started. I never have really, I'm just an interventionist on
I'm just
psychology.
I'm just glad you're not putting this on Trustpilot, and we're good. Thank you for doing that favor for us, Jeremy. But no, Mason, they said you did a great job, and so I think what we can do, man, is we can maybe go over some of Mason's stuff. Like, so let me maybe get out of the way what I can get out, and then you
Yeah,
and Mason can chop it up, and I can kind of sit back, relax, and kind of put input
yeah.
in.
I can wait till the end too, because like I think there's been a few times where you hop off when there's like only technical questions, so we can save that for the end if Mason's cool with that.
Sure.
Um,
So
yeah.
I'm cool to stay as long as I need to make sure the questions are answered.
Okay.
So I guess like as I like highlight this, you can kind of maybe tell me, Cam, like, is this more of like a Mason thing, or is this like something you want my?
That one's more for a Mason thing. It's basically the automations that get sent to people after they book an appointment. I've had like 5 people hit unsubscribe, and I've had one person tell me like I had to call them for my personal phone number because when they unsubscribe, I can't even call them through Go High Level anymore, which sucks. But when I got on the phone with him, I was like, "Hey, yeah, I just didn't reach out to you today because you hit unsubscribe." Because after he unsubscribed, he sent me another text message and was like, "You didn't call," and I was like, "Oh, I took that as in like you weren't interested anymore." Then I called him and he said, um, after I explained why I didn't call, he's like, "Oh yeah, no, sorry. Like I just hate being bombarded with text messages pretty much." So it was really nice to get. I think I knew what that was, but it was nice to actually hear it from him, from somebody who actually had unsubscribed. So I could confirm it's probably what it was. So me and Mason kind of looked into how to make it more casual, where every single one is different. And it's more like mess up the font or like just make it seem like I am typing it with my thumbs type thing. Because before it was just straight, "Hey, this is Cameron," like same exact stuff every single time, and it was like a good amount of it just sucked. So me and Mason looked at it and tried to change it up. So I was going to go through. I haven't had an unsubscription since, but I would just wanted to look at it to see if there was a way to make it even better. Because I didn't I listened to what you said, Mason, um, but I also went out on my own thing because our funnels and whatever are a bit different. So I tried to do the same theme. And then with my text messages leading up to the demo call, I changed those ones as well to be not so as they were, and kind of did the same thing with the discovery call things leading up to it. So that's kind of what I would look at after at the very end of the call. But it's
Cool.
pretty much just like a thumbs up or thumb down from Mason or whoever.
Cool. Yeah. Sounds good. Um, what are some strategies? So is this a Mason question or a Crucial question?
Do you answer that one already? It's kind of like I knew that too. I just forgot completely about like having some stuff now that I actually have some ads that I can take and actually send to them. I can just make I don't know if I would make that an automation, but maybe I even could be like, "Hey, just check this out." Because maybe I could make that part of my discovery script, or at the end, I'll say,
Yeah.
"Hey, by the way, I might text you on your number leading up to the appointment. I just have a couple ads that I want to bounce off you and see which one you prefer over another one." And then I can make an automation where it just sends it to them. It's like, "Hey, these are the ads that we talked about. Let me know which one you would prefer because these are pretty similar to ones that we launch out or whatever."
I
Um,
would, for now, I would just do it manually, and then down the road, once we pick up on a pattern,
okay,
over like do that. So,
yeah,
yep,
cool.
it's that. I'm struggling
Uh,
with hell yeah, hell
yeah,
no.
the hell yeah, hell no one is just. Sometimes people are like, yeah, I can respect that, but most of the time it's like kind of I think I heard Rodarte say something about this, but he was like, "Well, I don't even know what the hell you're selling." They're like, dude, I don't even know the price." Like, or no, dude, like I have a shrine in my room that says always think about it for 24 hours. And it's kind of like, all right, yeah. And then I'm like, oh no, sorry, like if you want to move forward or whatever, but it still doesn't really have a place where it makes sense. Um,
I
the
think
response the best response that I'm getting is like, yeah, like if I like what you see and I after I hear the price and whatever, then I'll give you a hell yeah or hell no. But like I don't even know what you're selling, and I don't know. We're talking. They can say whatever, but
when do you do the hell yeah, hell no thing? Like what happens right before and then what happens right after?
um,
Just so I remember. Because I think what you're
it
doing is
go. It's the third slide, so it's right before I jump into it. This isn't mine. This is mine, but it looks like somebody did their own
I
things to it.
I changed it. So what I would recommend doing, Cam, by the way, man, is like I know that me and you dial things in. I would recommend coming into week 5 and seeing how tweak things up. So I tweak things up after my conversation with you, actually.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is a different. I took your stuff and I tweaked it. I moved stuff around.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, for what? Yeah, so what I'm currently when I get to the request section, that's when um yeah, when I get to the request section, that's when I say it. And the request happens right after it goes um it frames the call, right? Like we qualify each other, then I'm gonna go down to the system, then I'm gonna make you an offer, I may not make you an offer, then it's the ball's in your court. That's when you decide. And then it goes into the next slide, which for me at the time was top points of the discovery call. We go that, get them emotional. Then the next one is just request. And then that's where I hit them with the hell yeah,
Okay.
no, if they can request that. And then the qualifications, I put that um
I'll let
right. right after the framing of the call, I scroll down to the bottom and say, hey, these are the ones we were, and then I would go back up to the top points of the discovery, and that's how it kind of starts.
Yeah. So what we do now, and I got that, so I noticed that from a few people, and that's why I tweak things up. So what we do now is, I don't know that I'm gonna run through the whole thing, but you qualify me. I just have a really quick request to save us some time. They say yeah, and then you come to the qualifications here. Everybody's different. And then they say, yeah, it's like, okay, cool. So just really quick before we move forward, I just want to revisit our conversation, the top points. And then we do get them emotional. And then it's like, okay, cool. So based off of what you've told me, I do believe I can help you. By the way, one thing I did for you and everybody here is I put in scripts as well. So what is objective and the script? So that could probably help you guys out a lot. And then we go into the presentation, who they are before, during, after, all this stuff. Show them, hey, this will work for you too. Results. And then what we do is after the emotional selling, then we go into logical selling. This is also emotional selling. Then we go into logical selling, which is, hey, this is the system. I added this in as well. This is a big thing. So, and then we do the ROI calculator. Then we go over all the things. Then we go over, hey, that's pretty much it. You have questions. They say, you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until they have no questions left. And then you go, okay, well, here's where we are in the overall process. I'm going to go and make you an offer now. Would you like me to make you an offer? They say, yeah. And then what we do is then we do the hell yeah, hell no. So we do the hell yeah, hell no all the way at the end after we've done all this presentation. So at this point, they respect you. At this point, they're either in or out. There's so much respect for you because of all the ROI calc, all this stuff, all this logical selling that you've done. They're not going to disrespect you. Now they're not going to be like, oh, I don't know. Depends on how the presentation is. So this is the shift that we made. So this is what I meant by my comment is you just simply have to switch it. So come into this training, give it a watch, and you'll see how we tweak things up. Then we go all this
And
stuff.
the training video is regarding what you're showing me, so you kind of maybe go through it and why you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you come into week 5, you you might, I think you're pretty good with the discovery call, but there's some stuff here if you want to watch it. I don't think there's much different than I'm doing here. And then when it comes to your sales call, this training right here. So it's a new training.
Yeah.
So I would give this a watch at double speed. Whenever you got time, you'll see what we're doing different here.
Yeah.
It's similar to what you're doing, but there's some tweaks.
Yeah, cool.
And I don't think you're going to run into that issue anymore where I know how you feel. We just didn't place it at the right place.
Do you have a slot open in the presentation for the lead calculator?
Yeah. So basically what we do is we do all this emotional selling with all these other people, all the results. Then we go into like, okay, well, how does the system actually work? Well, we got the Hobie system, Facebook ad system, and here's how it works. First, there's an ad, and then goes here, and then there, da 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 da.
That is
FAQ.
nice.
Yeah. So then it's like very logical. So you show them everything, and then here are the FAQs that you might have. How long does it take me to get results? What's the cost per lead? What da 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 da. And then after you've done that, then it's like, okay, now all that to be said, let's go into your ROI calculator. Let's actually like calculate what revenue you want to be at and all this stuff so that we have the ROI calculator. So this is where all that stuff is. Then we finally get into like your pitch offer, your offer deck.
Cool. For where you say the FAQs and stuff on slide 33, should I keep it as 6 figures within 6 weeks sales funnel, or is that
No, you
not?
tweak this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering. Cool. That's exciting to look at because I feel like my whole sales pitch and I've kind of lost enthusiasm for my discovery call and my sales call. My discovery calls, I've just had like so many people in the same week, and before this, I haven't had like a single one. I've had maybe one, but lately it's just like people who get on there and I can just hear them be like, oh fuck, like just give me the price and what you can get me, and then that's what I'm going to decide on. Like none of this other bullshit. So it kind of takes the flavor away from me and like, okay, because I'm not built for that right now. I've just been repeating and like practicing the same thing over and over, which works with the right person. But yeah, for those. And then I think a while ago you talked about maybe brewing something up so it could be a one call close if you want to go that direction. How close are you to having something in for that?
It's already done. So again, you just go through the training. And so you do the discovery call, and then you just push that right to the sales call and say, hey, look, I think we can actually like just knock this all out if you're interested. And then you come right here, and then basically you just come to this line. It's like, okay, well, here's how this call is going to work, man. Da 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 da. You qualify. Da da da. How's that good? Yeah. Okay, cool. And then you can go into request. You can go in your qualifications, and then this is again, you've just did the discovery call, so you already have the top points. So just want to make sure I have everything before we continue. He says, yeah, okay, cool. And then you go into the presentation, go to everything. Now, in terms of like those people that are a little bit hostile and stuff, I did give you some feedback on that, and we can go over that here in a bit, and that might help you out. But so that's that in terms of the hell yeah, hell no thing. Questions on that before we continue?
No, no, that's super nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so for this, in terms of like you keep on asking like what the problem I'm solving is, it's just I'm not having a problem booking calls. It doesn't seem, I mean, I can absolutely improve on that for sure. And I think the main thing is I just got to keep on making different creatives. I made that one that I sent you that was just a shitter. It's getting results though, so like shitter or not, in my opinion, it's getting results. Not fantastic results. I'm working on another one where it's like professionally made, and there's a duck cleaning company who records exactly the step-by-step process of how a duck cleaning is conducted. So I took their like 1080p high quality video, and just took my own AI, like the artist IO or whatever it's called, art list. Um, and I made like a realistic thing where it sounds like a genuine human. So I'm just gonna put that over top of it so they can actually see a human. I think that'll be huge in terms of actually going, yeah, there it is. Artlist.io, and actually seeing a face. One of the things that I found out, because you're asking like what's I don't know which one it was you said.
we're on
Um,
this. Just go over strategy to reduce cancellations for my clients after they
yeah,
book.
yeah. So I had a long talk with my dad. And I pretty much asked him, I was like, in your years of owning a duck cleaning business, what are the top reasons why people do cancel when they do cancel? He basically just said it's just they found a cheaper price. They found somebody who can do the duck clean faster than you can. Like if you're booked out a week and somebody can get you in tomorrow, they're going to go with them. The second thing was they just completely forget. And then once you say that you're on your way, they're like, oh fuck, like I'm not even gonna be home tomorrow or whatever it is. So what I had an idea for and tried to solve, I basically explained all that stuff with my dad, and he hit me back with um a solution in terms of what ideas I had. And my idea is pretty much based around the video that we talked about. The other thing that my client said is that the people who book through Google Ads rarely cancel. Like almost like the same people who are getting cancellations rarely cancel when it's coming from a Google ad. And I'm just thinking about the difference between the two in terms of the customer's experience to book a duck cleaning. If you go on a Google ad, you're gonna see the reviews. You're gonna maybe look at the reviews. You're gonna click on their website. It's right there. If you're gonna book a call, you got to call them and you hear a human voice. I feel like all those things are a cluster of things that would confirm confidence in your decision to book with somebody versus an SMS booking where you haven't even seen a human. None of the ads even have a human in them as of right now. Um, they don't even hear human voice. It's just purely through SMS. It could be anybody on the other side. Um, so I'm thinking about the video would, in my mind, solve a lot of those issues that you aren't getting right now versus the Google ads, which would be either, can I share my screen really quick? I tried to write out what um, I'm kind of thinking the system could be.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm thinking about they opt in, then this would be the automation text I sent to them. So thank you for submitting. And I do it like super robotically because I can't get rid of this thing like legally, I guess. So a super standard thing just to get this out of the way, then a 2 minute wait, and it's working for Michael really well. And then there's a 2 minute wait, so it's like a human did have time to get one there and write something out. It's like, hey, name, this is Michael from whatever duck cleaning. You're interested in the 249 air duct cleaning promo. How soon would you like to schedule? So it kind of jumps right into it. And then as soon as they get all the info, let's just assume that they did respond and you get all the info that you need. Um, then you say, perfect. Yeah, this is the text that you send right after that you book them. So you'll get a few automated text messages reminding you of the appointment. Feel free to reach out to me here if you have any questions before the appointment. So that's SMS. And then as soon as they book, I'm thinking about sending them a video, which would
Wait,
just be
so when it says so perfect, I'll get you scheduled for a date at time. You'll get an automated. So does he say, does he send three and then like go into his calendar and set them up?
So I'm thinking this will be
Not,
uh,
not, not what will it be? I'm asking what it is currently. So after he sends message three, does he go in and actually set them up in the calendar? What does he do?
um, so so as soon as he gets all the info that he needs, like next Tuesday, the dates or whatever, he just sends this. So as soon as he gets the address, he sent, perfect, I'll get you scheduled for yada 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 at 9 a.m. You'll get a few automated texts. So this is when they send it. And then so after, then he actually puts it into the system.
Okay, so perfect. You'll get I'll get you scheduled, and then he gets some. He probably waits for them to say anything in case they change their mind. He gets them scheduled in. Can I see what happens next?
Yeah. So then he moves into
So
job
now,
books.
okay,
And these are
cool.
the automations that start, which are pretty bad. They're the exact same ones that people are blocking me for, but they're working. So it's kind of like why fix what's
Okay,
working.
so and then let me see what she says next. Next time she responds, anything.
She doesn't respond. They completed this. I think this job is booked, but essentially the only other communication that would happen after the booking, besides the automations, is Michael would just call them as he's on the way to the job the day
Okay,
of.
all right. So definitely, what I would do is it would go out right after the booking confirmation.
The video,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so I like as soon as they get all the details required to book, they book, I guess. So I guess maybe.
So you get a few automated messages.
As soon as they book, send, yeah, so as soon as they book or as soon as you book them, send video below, saying thank you for booking your appointment with us for whatever date and time. Watch the video for important appointment details. I'm just trying to get them to watch. And then this would be the script for the video, and it's thank you for booking your appointment today with XYZ Duck Cleaning. And for this part, I would just do like an intro screen of the logo, like really quick, and there'd just be a voiceover, like da 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 or whatever. Something that I can copy and paste every time. I just have to swap out the logo and the voiceover, which would be
I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do
would
that.
do that.
Like, there's no time to edit anything, man. There's no time.
Okay, what would you recommend? Because is there not AI out there that can whip these things up like no?
Like I said, I would just record you, man. I would just record you.
Still
They,
record the video, just leave out that stuff.
yeah.
You don't need that stuff. That's like I think you're thinking about making it like long term, like so anyone can use it, which is yeah, obviously you should do that, but at the same time, it's like you don't need to make it harder on yourself so that it's not as manageable long term.
Every single person that does a six-figure, 6 week sales funnel, they use my face, right? It doesn't break anything, doesn't hurt anything. So just
Right.
use.
Okay. So yeah, okay. And then in terms of this, okay, so just delete this.
Yeah, it's like, hey, my name's Ken. I'm a duct cleaning
I mean, I
technician.
could just say thank you for booking your appointment with us or whatever, maybe. Appointment. We really value you as a client, and want to make sure that you know what to expect from us the day of your appointment. You're going to receive two reminders. The first one will be a follow-up reminder. It's pretty much just a BS script in order to inform them of whatever, but the idea is just so they can see a human and a voice. Like what they opted into is hopefully going to give them confidence. Like they see the person that's smiling or whatever. I think it's just huge to know that a stranger that you just hired that you know is going to be coming into your house, you know what they look like, you know what they sound like, and you like them. I think that would go strides compared to just an SMS booking of words on your phone, and then you're waiting for a human in a truck to show up, hopefully. Um, so it's pretty much just like a basic script telling them what reminders to expect, and then we're going to call you like 30 minutes of the day, letting you know how far we are out and that we're coming to your home. And then the outro is just thank you for booking your appointment today with I don't even know if I would have to put that in there again, but
Leave it for now. I'll look it over. I mean, there's definitely stuff that we can add to it. Like the thing that's coming to my mind that I wrote down is um, charging more faster, and then they forget the day of. So if those are the three pain points, well, then when it comes to charging more, well, then we need to hit on that in the
right.
script.
Sorry to cut you off. You asked another question when I sent you all those things, and you said what we need to know is when they are canceling the highest, like the most amount of time. So I asked the clients that were getting cancellations all over the place, and it's almost always 24 at the 24-hour reminder. Or the second one, which is probably like 20% of the time, is the day of, which is probably just like they completely forgot and they got their reminders, but they just didn't give a shit to reach out. They're like, no, I don't really give a shit, whatever. Um, Either way, it's probably the same thing. They just don't care enough to reach out, and then they get a reminder, and they're like, all right, I might as well just tell them now.
How
So
far is he booking out?
Um, Whenever it's all over the place, they do it as soon as they can, but I'd say it's within a week every time.
so in terms of Mason, did you have a follow-up question on that or?
I was just gonna say that's super important to try to figure out because the farther away that it's booked out for, like the rate of show up just starts to decrease.
Yeah,
Really what I found, like obviously his leads are different if he doesn't have like anything like I would prioritize if I were him to do these first in his schedule and try to tell him that's the reason why. Because if you're getting a lot of cancellations from people that are booking out in a week in advance, because they're booking out in a week in advance. They want the thing now.
right.
That makes
Yeah. Yeah, it does make sense. It's difficult though, 'cause it's kind of like what you said, where it's like I have it. They are like their soonest slot available, they're gonna offer, or like they get them in as soon as they can, and whatever it is what it is. Um,
One of the things in your messaging was, when would you like to have it booked? Now you're leaving it open to them versus, hey, you can change the messaging and say, hey, we have availability the next 3 days.
yeah,
With
really good
does
point.
tomorrow work or whatever. Now you're basically pressuring them to make it closer. That's something you can do. Slight tweak.
right, right.
Like say the next 2 to 3 days is best for you. Just I don't know, something better or something along the lines of that. That
Well,
would,
what was that, Mason? When in the next 2 to 3 days is best for you?
yeah.
Okay,
I would
so
say
like something in the 2 to 3 mark, as long as they have actual slots open.
like 1 to 3 days.
So here's the thing though, as we're saying that, what I really need to see is I really need to see the number of bookings, the number of cancellations before you tweak anything. In my mind, I am very conservative. When I have something that works, I don't like to fuck with it. So you know what I mean? Like you like write that idea down, but in my mind, what I'm working through is step one, before you change that, let's create this video, plug that in there, see what happens. Does it fix the problem or no? If it does not fix the problem, then the second variable is maybe we change up the messaging to get it closer to 3 days. Again, I don't want to mess with too many different variables.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, yeah, yeah, I hear you.
So for me, what I'm thinking is, okay, you said charging more, faster, and then forget. So again, we can't do this right now. I will go into a script, I'll type it up, I'll edit it, but something along the lines of, hey, if you're watching this right now, congratulations. You may or may not know this, but a typical duct cleaning costs XYZ, but because of the offer that you got in for, we're going to get you in for $249. That's going to contain this, no questions asked. So what we're doing is we're psychologically priming them to be like, oh, I'm not even going to look elsewhere. Fuck, I got an
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah,
we
yeah, that's the thing because the 249 includes things that the 49 does not. Like it wouldn't, no one's gonna go into a house for $49, put 3 hours of labor in and walk out with 49. That just doesn't work like that. So it'd be nice to structure the video to make the price make sense because they've seen the 49. If they didn't see it before the ad, they're gonna see it after for sure. Because now their mind's in, I have a duck cleaning going on. Oh, this one's way cheaper than what I just booked for. Um,
we'll put something like that in there, and then we'll say something along the lines of speed, and then we'll say something along the lines of yeah, speed, and then I don't think we need to do anything in terms of like forgetting or whatever. If they watch the video and if it's important enough, then they will prioritize this. Now, again, what my mind is working through is create the video first, step one. Step two is maybe change up the messaging to make it 3 days long. If that doesn't work, then the next step is being more aggressive. And now it's considering changing up your machine and taking on deposits. That's
right.
the operation. So we don't need to worry about that right now. We just need to worry about the video for now and just see what happens and see what your numbers are looking like overall.
Okay. The other idea I had, say that'd be super nice if you could help me tweak this to what you're talking, because I think that would be super powerful. I kind of was thinking about it and I'm like, maybe I don't even want to touch on price because that'll make him think about, but the way you're talking about it would just do the opposite. I think like would really like make it make sense. I was thinking about instilling confidence through the video because my dad's like, out of all the reasons, it's just confidence that they made the right decision. Some people don't even have anybody else lined up. They're just like, I'm not gonna do it. Um, So
Congratulations on opting into our X2 our something offer, our summer special offer, or whatever it is. With this, you're going to get XYZ, da 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 da. Chances are, if you're watchers now, you have booked. I don't even know, like we can figure it out, but chances are, if you're watchers now, you're either allergens, this, that, this, that. If so, congratulations on securing our this offer, where you're going to get this, 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 which should eliminate this.
right.
And
Yeah.
so long, and because you opt in for this, you're going to get this package and whatever. We'll kind of figure out what we need to say for that.
Gotcha. Yeah. What I've thought about also is making this like a landing page type of deal, because I was talking to my dad and he's like, Google versus Facebook or wherever, people love to see your website. People love to see your reviews. And versus what we're doing right now, you could make it so the same thing, still the same video, but it's not just as soon as they book, you send them an SMS saying, hey, watch this video for important details, and hope they click on the link. You could do that, and as well as email. But I was thinking for the email one, watch this. It would be like this would be exactly it. So like SMS version would be watch this video for important appointment details, then the link to the video. But the link would just be to a landing page, kind of like what we do for our stuff. And then with that landing page, it's such an interesting thing because usually that would be before they book, but they've already booked. I just need to secure them so they're confident in their decision. But the whole page would be this would be yeah, so this would be it, but it would be like a thumbnail of a clickable video, but it would just be a stagnant picture where there's a link behind it. And I'll probably send both just in case. The link would go to landing page on the website. These would be the details. So it'd be the top of the page would just be like what our offer is. So, or not the offer, but the top of the page, watch video for important details regarding your duck cleaning appointment. Then the video, they watch it. As stated in the video, you'll get a few automated text messages before, just remind you of the appointment. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions before the appointment. Then I made this little thing, like since you booked within 7 days of the promo, you're getting a free driver and clean and completed system inspection, including the duck cleaning. That's stated in the ad and everything else, but it's just kind of like a reminder. Remember, you're getting this through this whole thing. And in the video, I'm guessing now, since the script is changing, I'll be saying that anyway. So maybe I can just, this is probably going to change a lot, but this is just something that I typed out before this. Then in the meantime, see what our recent customers had to say. Then I just put some testimonials down there that they can just look through. Because some of these people that I'm going to be going to, a lot of them are just people who just bought a vacuum yesterday and are starting this up. So they have no thing. So I could just make fake testimonials super easy. And that's maybe all that they would need. Or at least I think it would cover the, oh, other people have done this business before and they had a really good experience. If somebody has really good, like a lot of Google reviews, like Voda does, it depends. Like maybe I could just say, check out all of our Google reviews and bring a link to it. It doesn't matter, but the point is some sort of social proof at the bottom.
I agree. The thing that we're going to have to figure out is how to drive traffic to this page. That's the most important thing. And that'll just come with time. So something that's bringing my head is something along the lines of, instead of like just saying, hey, make sure you watch this video to just, get important details on your duct cleaning. It's like, hey, make sure you watch, please click on the link below for important instructions on securing this offer, which is the free thing. Does that make sense? So it's like we're baiting them.
Yeah,
We're saying, hey, make sure you click that link in order to get this thing.
right.
And so again, this is why I don't want to, I'm not suggesting you do automations or anything, because you got to test this out. You got to see what's getting people to click.
Right. Yeah.
All the stuff here that's below here, like I think it's good, but you're thinking too far ahead. You don't need to be worrying about that. We just have to you just have to focus on two things right now, Cam. One, we have to write out the script, get the video shot, edited, create that page with some testimonies at the bottom. Everybody gets the exact same page. We're gonna keep optimizing it. And then two, you just need to be playing it really close, tight to the chest, looking at what Mike was sending, looking at what your other clients are saying, and then see which one is ultimately getting the most clicks. Now, how do you see who has actually viewed it? That's tough unless you get Michael or somebody to confirm when they get there. The only other option is having some kind of a trackable software like Hyros, which is Hyros will tell you what people click on. So I don't know if there's another way for you to see like, oh, what's actually getting people to click. Yeah. I mean, you could put a pixel there. I don't know how smart that is to put a pixel there. Yeah, I don't know. That's where my mind is. I'm not worried about all this extra stuff that you have down here. That we'll figure out in due time.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of just made the landing page in terms of like add in and everything that people would have seen through Google, which is like the reviews and whatever. But yeah.
In terms of Google, just to touch on that really quick, the reason it works is because it's very simple. Like it's just they're searchers, that's it. They're searchers, they're not scrollers. That's why. That's all you really need to know. They're searching for the problem. They're actively searching, going to a website. They're desperate for it. They're hungry for it. And that's why they don't cancel. And that's why they don't do XYZ. It's very different. It's just a different buyer.
Okay. Okay. Would like, because you're still talking about bringing them to a page that everyone sees. Would it be helpful to put on the page like testimonials and stuff, or would you recommend just sending the video through email where they can watch it in the email and SMS, like on their iMessage page?
Are you talking about like specific for Google or for this? Like
For this, like the video.
Yeah, no, don't send just a video. Get them to go to a page.
Okay. And on the page, should I implement or should we just focus on the video right now, getting the script right, and then we'll go from there?
Exactly. We'll just go from there. Create a testimony, and we'll just like create screenshots, Photoshop, do what we need to do, create with AI. Don't worry about that. Show some people whatever. I'm sure as time progresses, like you could probably get Michael to like record and get people to like talk about their experience. Like we can build out that page over time. Don't worry about that.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. Does that help a little bit? And main thing is like do your best when it comes to script and then update me and then I'll have a look and then I'll type something over and then tell you like, and then from there we can, you can go out there and film it.
Okay, sounds good. And in terms of the video, we can talk about it later, but it'll be fine just to like right where I'm at, right? Or I'd probably like to be standing.
If you can, engineer, I don't know how possible it would be because I know you're not doing the duct cleaning or duct technician stuff right now, but I mean, what would be awesome is if you did it outside, you had a duct van beside you, you look like a duct cleaner, like that would be like the best thing you could do. If it's possible. Like your ad, there's one place in your ad where you talk about being a duct cleaning technician, and I can see you behind the scenes doing it. Like that adds so much social proof. That small little thing helps a lot. So
Right.
for now, if you can't do that, just record it and then understand you're gonna we'll re-record it down the road.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay,
Cool.
so this one sounds like it's a Mason question.
Yeah, that one's weird. Mason, do you have an answer for that, like right now? It's even possible. It's like when somebody hits unsubscribe on SMS and then I can't call them. Is there a way where I can like still call them on SMS even though they hit unsubscribe? Because it's a pain in the ass once they do that. Because they're still wanting to get a call, which is the worst part.
You can, except you're not going to be compliant anymore, and you can get in a lot of trouble from that.
All right. Yeah, it might be just like a past thing anyway, just because we checked all the things and I'll get you to review that stuff. Maybe it'll never happen again, but
yeah.
You're saying that you haven't had like people do unsubscribe since you and Mason tweaked it up, yeah? Or you still are?
No, not yet. I haven't had too many leads come through, but yeah, so far I've had some and not a single person has.
Okay, let's revisit this then. You and Mason have a closer look, but like since it's not broken, let's focus on some other stuff first.
Cool.
Okay.
Yes, we kind of already did that. Also, you want me to revamp the script?
So if you want to revamp it or if you think it's already good enough, just basically I'll just add some sauce to it. If you want to, my suggestion is this, based off our conversation today, what would be helpful for me is type something up that could squash the thing of like, oh, how much is this? Like this is $249 and then something else is $49. Type up the best you can to get people to see the value. Two, something about faster. So how do you squash that? So they're saying, hey, you're saying your dad finds somebody else faster. So see what you can type up about that. So maybe you put something in your script like, by the way, if you need to get us in sooner than later, don't hesitate to just reply back to our text, something like that. And then the last one is forget that they've got it scheduled. I don't think there's much you can really say about that. So we don't have to worry about that. So really just focus on charging the $249 price point and how it's so valuable. And then two, how they can get it sooner. Those are the two things to focus on in the script. And then obviously like what they can expect the experience to look like. Oh, what they can expect the experience to look like. And then also say something along the lines of make sure you check out some of our, feel free to check out some of our testimonials below. Add that in there as well.
Yeah, nice. Regarding when I talk about the price, should I only justify and make the 249 make sense? Like that is a crap good deal for like 249 and not address the 49.99 things out there? Or should I'm just trying to think about should I touch on the bad stuff that's out there, or should I just hammer on why our offer's so good and they'll just justify the other stuff by themselves?
That's a tough one. I don't know the answer to that. I would say for now, let's not draw attention to the 49 and instead just like really drill the 249 for now.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Because
Okay.
if somebody is very unknowledgeable, I don't want to get them to think about the 49 and then they start going down this rabbit hole and then having buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
Versus it's not super, they're not super versed. Let's just really drill them on 249. They're like, holy cow, this is an insane deal that they don't even look. I think that's a better move. And then
Okay.
down the road, yeah, maybe we'll do both. We'll talk about the 249 and squash the 47 maybe down the road if the research, the data tells us we need to.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, because just Michael's not getting any cancellations, and it's just because last week I showed Mason all the numbers and stuff for like Mike versus Michael's, and Mike's the guy who's getting all the cancellations. He's like, "You're looking pretty good." Like I just texted them to update the completed thing because they have only one job and they completed out of like 10 booked jobs total, and 4 of them are canceled. So I don't know where it's at yet until she does that, but he's like, it's still too early to tell. Like you might not even have a problem here, so. I'll see what she does when she updates it, and then I might let you know if she does that before the calls end, just to be like, oh, we might not even have a problem. But yeah.
So let's go past this one for now. How to call with somebody that shut me down. Okay, so yeah, we'll revisit this again. I think everything that you have is pretty dialed in. I don't think, that's why I kind of want to bypass this for the time being. I don't think it's broken.
Yeah.
So I already kind of discussed this. So for this one and this one is kind of the same. So you have people that are like, oh, what's the price? What's the price? And then these ones that are like, they're just like shutting you down before you can really push the Zoom call. I think it's the same thing. It's the same solution. So just you have to throw stuff at the wall to get to see what people just like shut up at. And so this is an idea. This is a suggestion. It's like you tell people like, hey, by the way, this is a free trial that we do. Now, don't worry about that. Just say what you need to say to get them to shut up. And then once you get to the very end, then you can position the free trial as a $1,000 thing. Don't worry about that right now. You just have to get them to shut up and actually hear you out. And once they hear you out and see all the value, then they're going to start respecting you. We just have to get them to a place to respect you.
Yeah. Because like some of these guys, as soon as you hop on the call, before you can get a word out, they're like, they don't let you ask a single thing that's not about price and how the offer works. Because they're
Just give me an example. Like walk me through a conversation, just kind of so I kind of hear
it. Basically the intro was like me telling them about them, like asking if they still have a free 50 minutes or whatever. They're like, yeah, I do for sure. And then I kind of just dive into it and like, well, regardless of what I say, my first question to them is, what made you schedule a call with us today? Like if you could, there's so many different people who have different motivations as to why they opted into the offer or they opted into whatever they're in. If you could snap your finger, that's what I added to it. I was like, if you could snap your fingers and get anything out of today's call, what are you hoping to get out of it? And they're like, the offer said this, how much do you charge? And like they're like just hounding me on how much you charge. I'm like, it's not that simple. All that stuff is actually on the demo call. So right now, this is just the first step towards getting to know each other. And then the second step would be us actually visually showing you.
So what you're doing is what we need to do is we need to change the way you're phrasing your question, because the way you're phrasing the question is eliciting that response. So we need to think clear about what we can say to remove that. So
yeah,
one thing that you can say is, so yeah, like this is a fallback. Okay. So actually I'll take this back. I'll say that this is not the best thing you could be saying. Now that I know what you're saying, now that I know what you're saying, the solution is not this. The solution is simply to change what you're saying.
yeah. So most of the time they say leads and jobs. When I ask like, what's the thing that you could get out of today's call? Or what's your reason for making an appointment? That's the 2 responses. And then that's when I usually say like, okay, when you say leads or jobs, are you looking to get any specific type of house and duct cleaning, or do you like, are you just looking to get into any house you can and then you're good from there? Or is there an ideal client that you're looking for, like middle class and up? Or if we get you into any house, are you happy? And then they usually say one or the other or whatever. And then it kind of begins, but they usually just keep on coming back. They answer to like the least of their ability, and then they come back to like, but what do you charge? What do you charge? Like,
Okay.
um,
So okay, out of 10 people, how many people are like super chill? How many people are average? And then how many people are a pain in the ass?
um, probably like 30% chill, 20% pain in the ass, and then the rest are average. It's kind of in the middle.
Okay, so it sounds like you got like 20% of people that are like really pressing your buttons. I don't think that's a lot, right? I don't think that's a lot. Now, sometimes it's just part of the territory, right? That being said, I know what you're saying. Hey, Kushik, what is a thing that I can say? What is like a magic bullet? So you can try something like this. So I think I do go over inside the script and just like, hey, this is a really quick call just to see whether I can help you or not. If I can't help you, I'll be very clear. And if I don't think I can help you straight up, I'll tell you that I can't help you. Also, before I get into the questions, I know that the number one thing on your mind right now is pricing. And I promise you that I will go over pricing. So don't worry about asking that. I know that's not the best way to say it. I'm like pulling stuff out of my head right now, but something like that is so you say, hey, I'll be very clear. I can help you. If I can't help you, I'll tell you as well. Now, also, I know the highest priority for you is just price, and I promise you I will go over that, but it really depends on the number of leads. It depends on three factors: the number of leads, how fast you want them, in this. So you can make it make logical sense. So you're saying I'm going to answer the price thing, but it depends on these three factors. Do you mind if I ask you those questions and then we can get right into price for you?
Gotcha.
You're
Um,
you're basically dang a carrot, which is like, all right, this cam guy right away is telling me he's going to talk about price, but he needs to know these things. Okay, cool. I'll play ball.
gotcha. And that's for the people who are
Oh,
stubborn.
no, change it for everybody.
Everybody?
Yeah, change your script. So I don't know exactly what the script is. Again, I go over inside of the training here, but it's, at the very beginning of our discovery call, we say something along the lines of the script I have in here right now is like, hey, this is a call, quick 10 minutes. This is what we're going to go over. Is that cool? So now what I'm saying to you is add in there. I'll be very clear whether I can help you or not. If I don't think I can help you, I'll tell you I can't. If I do think I can help you, I will let you know. Also, this is the key part to add in. Also, I understand that budget and price points are very important. So that's what so I pro that that so we will go over that. However, just so you know, the amount we charge depends on factor one, two, and three. Is it cool if I ask you a few questions to figure that out and then we can get right into pricing?
Gotcha. And then when it
So what you're
comes to
telling
it,
And then what's going to happen, my hypothesis is they're going to not be a pain. So they're not going to do two things. One, they're not going to interrupt you right from the get-go and be like, hey, what's your price? Because you just told them, I'm going to tell you the price, but you got to answer these questions. And the second thing that's not going to happen is you're not going to constantly get interrupted, which is what you've been saying is like, hey, Kaushik, I do the script. Some people are chill, they answer, but then they get right to pricing. Both of those things we're going to nip in the butt if you add this to the very beginning of your discovery call.
okay. And then when it comes to, I do like that because I think even people who are chill and don't really give a shit if you have price, they're still wanting the price. Like it's why they're there. Um, what do I do in terms of the end of the call or when it comes to addressing price? Do I hit them with the price or like what's the
You don't hit them with the price. Again, we'll cross that bridge when we cross that bridge. We need to figure out something that we can say. Um, what my theory, my hypothesis is if you do a good job on the rest of the discovery call, they will just respect you, they will trust you, and they will not say that because they don't want to get on your bad side. That's what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is what we're trying to accomplish is just go through it and they completely forget about it, or it's not top of mind. And then what you do is you say something. What is that thing you're going to say? I don't know yet for sure, but it could be something along the lines of maybe you try. I don't know if you want to try to push this to a sales call to do a one call close, but you can. One thing you say is awesome. So I think I have everything I need. If you'd like, I can visually show you how all this works, and then we can build out a custom package for you in terms of a budget that works for you. Is that something you're available for on Tuesday? Or if you want to try to push for a one call close, you can do it right then and there. Awesome. So I think I have everything I need. If you want, what we can do is we can schedule something out where I visually show you how this all works. If you're available, I have a few minutes right now. I can go into that, show you how this all works. We can talk about pricing, all that good stuff on this call.
Gotcha.
Let me know if you're free. So you're still doing it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think the key is to create a package together, structure a package together. So you're kind of like hinting at like it's a la carte. Depends on how many leads that they want, how much XYZ.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do like that.
And then
Yeah.
something along the lines of and structuring it together. We have an ROI calculator. I don't know if you need to use this. Just keep this in your back pocket, something along the ROI calculator. So in case that they're like, hey, what's the price? When it's like, well, we'll build it out together. We have an ROI calculator where we plug in the number of leads, the CPM, and a few things, and it'll spit back a number, a budget at us. Again, I can just visually show you how this works. So again,
Right.
you're basically telling me you got like a system that it's involved.
Right. Okay. Okay, yeah, I like that. I think I would love to make that change, like for everybody. One other thing though, it's probably like 10%. The people who do push me really hard are the people who don't have enough time for a second after what we're talking about right there and then. Like the same people who are really pushing me are like fuck you. Like if you're not going to give me a price right now, I'm out for you're never going to see me again. Like they're not even willing to tell me what city they're in. Like they're just super strictly business or whatever. For that, is it fine to just be like, all right, well, here's our price point. Like this is just no, still hold my ground and what happens.
Yeah, try the same thing. Try the same thing, which is again, okay, I will go over pricing, but it depends on these three factors. So they have to respect that. What are those three things? It depends on the number of leads. I don't know what the other two things will be. Number of leads. Think about that. Just shoot me in if you think of something. That's to logically make sense where they're like, yeah, there's literally no way for me to get the pricing.
Okay. Can I show you my script like for 2 seconds and then you can take a quick look at it and be like, oh, you got to take that out immediately because there's some personal question. There's one thing where I say in there, I'm like, I'm just gonna ask you a personal question. The reason I'm asking that is because I don't want to just build you a business, but like build you one that's building you wealth. So I'll just pull it up actually. And that question I think would piss somebody off who's strictly business, who doesn't want to talk about anything else except for pricing. So let's get all this stuff. So I'd say like three quick things about me. Then my first question is this, and I do say the thing about don't want to take too much of your time today. Just a quick 10 minutes, just three quick questions for you to see if we can help. If we can't, I'll let you know straight away and be very clear about that. Sound good? So I do say that, and then I kind of jump into three things about me. Should I keep these things in here? Or
Yeah.
is it
So yeah. So the tweak that you're making is you're simply adding to that, right? You're adding to instead of saying sound good, you're going to add in there the price thing.
gotcha?
And then they say, yeah, sounds good. It's like, okay, great. So before we get started, really quick, three things about me. Boom, 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 boom. That being said, my very first question to you is blah.
Gotcha. Um, do you think any of these things are unnecessary? What are you looking
Why?
for in customers and stuff? Um,
So what you said that there's a question that might piss people off. I guess like what problem are you trying to solve? Have you noticed it pisses people off? Why are you asking the question in the first place? And does that question help you? And then does it piss people off? And how do you know if it pisses people off?
I've gotten people who get past that point where they're like just wanting the price. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get to know your business. Right? This is a two-way street. That's what I've been saying. I've been like, this is a two-way street. This is beginning a relationship. It's not like I'm just gonna give you ads and then leave you high and dry. Like we're gonna work together to grow your business. Then they're kind of a little bit more warm to the feeling. But this one right here is when people are like, all right, dude, like I don't give a shit. Why is this important? You would never have to need to know any of this stuff. Um,
My goal isn't just about. So what is the question? Can you explain more why that's important to you? What's the non-monetary? Okay, so now can I ask you a personal question? The reason I'm asking is because my goal isn't just to build your business, but also one that's empowering you to live the life. So when you think about what that is for you, what comes up? What's the non-monetary goal? What are the personal goals? Okay, so let me ask you this question. Why, when you ask this question, why are you asking this question? How does it benefit you?
benefits me to get them emotionally triggered in the sales call, like the top points of the discovery call. I label this in my notes like I just write why semicolon, like their why for getting out of bed every morning, like what they're working so hard towards, why are they wanting to get better results? What are those results supposed to give them in life? Like it's not just work. Do they have a family? Do they have kids? Do they want a Ferrari? Like what would make them really get fired up in terms of what this could allow them to achieve?
So what was it for Michael and what was it for Mike?
Uh, Mike wants to quit his 9 to 5 sales job, and Michael, I think he loves the idea of just not working for anybody else. I think those are the two actually.
So when it comes to Michael, isn't he already not working for somebody else?
He is, but he wants to continue doing that because like his business was like it's doing fine, but it's not doing well enough where he feels confident that he can stay um, as a business owner. He might have to hop on like on to a 9 to 5 if he doesn't make this work to a certain extent, which he's hoping that we can get him to achieve it or that level.
I mean, if you feel like, I mean, what percentage of people do you feel like it's like turning them off?
Not too many. A lot of people. It's literally like a that 10 to 20% group just hates all the stuff that's not price, and it's pretty much just that own little area of people that just want strictly answers and that's it. Um, so it's fine. I think talking about that other thing, um, there was one person who said there's no
So maybe,
reason. Yeah,
maybe what I think I would do is if you keep running into this issue, I think I would maybe leave it towards the very end. And I would get all the logical stuff out of the way first, all the numbers, the logical
yeah,
business stuff, and then leave at the very end. And then maybe the way you can position it is, hey man, so I just want to ask you this question for shits and giggles. You know, some people are very much, some people are more just, I don't know if this is the right way to say it, because I feel like the way you're saying it is like, oh, dude, don't give me crap. You don't even know me. You don't know me like that. Like, you don't like me. You don't, like, you don't care about me. And so maybe there's a different way that you can say it. Because I feel like some businesses are going to think that way. Like a guy that's like legitimate business, just cares about numbers. He's going to think like, yeah, dude, like, what do you mean high and dry? Like, you don't know who I am. And so something along the lines of, hey, look, I just want to ask you one last question. If you want to answer, great. If not, no big deal. But for some people, it seems like it matters. So my question to you is this, and then you can
Mhm.
go into the question and go into like what I guess like what is the non I guess like what I my last question to you, and again, you know, if you want to answer this, great. If not, no worries. I just come to find some people really want me to know this. If you think it's important, great. If not, no worries. We'll get right into the next phase of the conversation. But I guess my question to you is, you know, we've talked about numbers so far, and just, you know, very logical. But I guess my question is like, what is the non-monetary reason that you're doing this? Is there something that goes beyond this that I need to know? Like, for example, you know, again, I don't want to get too personal here, but like, is there something going on personally, something going on with the wife? Is there a reason why we're on this call that goes beyond the monetary numbers? Something
Gotcha.
like that.
Okay, yeah, cool.
And
Yeah,
then for your very last one,
okay, cool. Yeah, that.
you frame it. Hey, John, just so I think I have everything I need. Just one last question. This one's for shits and giggles. If you don't want to answer, it's not, you know, it's not super important. Boom. So you phrase it the right way. So there's like not too much too high pressure.
Okay, sounds good. Cool. Yeah, I think that whole addressing the price and saying that at the very end in
That
a
will
different.
that will fix most of it. Yeah. If you just do that price thing, I promise you your calls will go so different.
Okay, yeah, I like that a lot.
Um, okay,
Mhm.
so it sounds like the rest of your questions are pretty much like Mason questions. I don't
Yeah.
know about this stuff right here, how to go over how to address each item found in the house in order to sell that specific item best you can. Price of the
Yeah,
last.
that one is you. It's kind of like in when you do a duct cleaning and it's time for sales, you take pictures of all the things that you can clean additionally onto like up their upsell things for the duct cleaning. Um, and you go to the homeowner and you say, "Hey, I finished up the home inspection that we were talking about. I took pictures of everything that I found. I think you're gonna be surprised what I found." And you go through each photo. But in terms of when you go through the photos, let's say you show them a picture of a dirty bathroom fan. Do you have something that would be helpful for me to write in my course in terms of what that person should stick to as they go from item to item? And when I say that, I'm talking about like show them the picture and tell them exactly what we're looking at. Say where it is that we're looking at. Like if you have 5 bathroom fans, say this is the one in your master bedroom. And then say here's the cons as to what could happen when you don't get a clean. Basically, just build all the fear you can without lying. Like say what could happen and what you would recommend doing. Then say how one would conduct a cleaning on this in order to do it properly and safely, and then go into the price. But I like to do it where you go through all the items and then go back to the very first picture, then go price of all the things we talked about, so they can kind of pick it off like a menu at a restaurant and be like, okay, I like this, like this. This one's not too clean. This one's my son's bedroom. They rarely use that bathroom. Skip that. Go to this. Do you have an SOP for me that when you go from item to item, what they could stick to in terms of explain what we're looking at, explain the fear, like build fear, exactly what could happen and whatever, then go on to how you clean it properly, and then move on to the next item until you do all of them, then go price. That's kind of, I don't know if that question is clear or not, but when you go from item to item, what should be the order of explanation as to what's going on in order to sell that item to the highest ability?
What is I kind of have an answer for this one. So what is like the typical upsell in terms of like the original cost of the 249 plus whatever this thing is?
So 249 is a flat fee for the whole duct cleaning, but with the duct cleaning tools, you can clean the bathroom fan. And these are all the things that I'll say are like completely aside from the duct cleaning. So bathroom fans, condensers, central vacuums, you can do sanitization, dryer vent cleaning, like second level or rooftop, fireplace, chimneys. There's a lot of stuff you can do.
Right, and depending on the item, they're different prices, correct?
Yeah,
Price of doing a bathroom would be a different price than say something else in the house, right?
exactly. Yeah, everything's good price.
So what I'm trying to ask you is this, like, what is the average order value of like the upsells and what ones are like, do people specifically get? And then requires the least amount of work.
The most popular is the dryer vent because everybody knows dryer vents and they know that it can cause a house fire. It's like the number one cause of house fires in Canada, at least. And it's something that they use every day. They know what it is. Bathroom fans, they didn't even know that they had one a lot of the time. They don't look up when they're taking a shit, they just know that the odor goes out or whatever. Condensers, they don't think about it ever. Their house is cool, so they don't. Dryer vent's the most popular, and that's like $89. All the other stuff, though, when you bring it up to them, it's when I was a duct cleaner, the average bill was like $850 after all of it.
Gotcha. So if one of these services or one of these areas in the house to remove basically the scraps or whatever, there's a higher price to it. So what you should do to like have an upsell with the 249 is after the end when the cleaner or whatever you call them goes to the client, right? They basically can say, hey, these are the things I found. These are the actual things that I could do if you wanted me to. And then I would list out maybe like 2 or 3 of them that are like really expensive first, and then provide like the least amount of value. And then I would say, well, most people, what they do is they always do the duct cleaner because they're the number one reasons there are house fires in Canada's. There was X amount this year, blah, blah, blah. The other 2 that I would highly recommend is the bathroom and the bathroom because this, and this. And if you also look, these 2 are the cheapest and the entire menu of selection that you have. So that's what I would recommend. So does that make sense? So you're basically making the high priced ones least valuable and then the low priced ones the most amount of valuable. And then also say most people get this.
Right. Yeah.
They're like good homeowners, if that makes sense.
Right. When I was a duct cleaner, it didn't seem like, because most of the time when you show people all these things, the majority of the time it's like a housewife who doesn't know what any of this stuff is anyways, like, or a lot of the time. So it's pretty much an education time for you to show them everything that they found. And they're like, holy shit, what is that? And then you're like, that's this. And they're like, that's that? I use that every day or whatever. So it's pretty much like a shock value thing as to what they didn't know even existed. So in terms of like saying what most people do, I found that to be a bit like, now you're excluding the other things when they probably would have just done all of it just to get it all off their plate because you're building them so much stress. And you don't need, my strategy as a duct cleaner was not to tell them that you could complete all these things for them. You wait till the very end after you've shown them everything and told them how one would clean that really carefully. And then you're like, they usually ask you before you're done and they say, oh my God, like, what am I supposed to do? Do you know anybody who I could call, or like, do you have a contact? I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, the only reason why I'm showing you all these photos is because we have all the tools to take care of all these things. like all the tools that are already in your house to do the duct cleaning are so much more capable than just a duct cleaning. All these things that I'm showing you, we have the tools that are meant to do these things as well. And as long as you're okay with us hanging on for like 30 more minutes, we'd be happy to take care of all this for you or what. But if you want, I can go over all the prices one by one, and then you can decide what you want us to do. That's kind of how I did it. And then they were like, okay. And you kind of just built them a bunch of fear, and like you can see their shoulders drop. Like we can deal with all of these things that just stress them out all in one go. Um,
Sounds to me like Cam, you already have the script, man.
Yeah, I would also carry maybe pictures of, obviously you guys take pictures there, correct? And you show them?
yeah, it's kind of what you're doing. Like as you're explaining, you're showing them exactly, and you're zooming in and all that stuff.
I would carry another set of pictures and then show them like this is what a bathroom would look like that's typically not cleaned, and then label some of the nasty ass items in there, and then just kind of go.
Yeah, because it's part of the thing on like the ads is a guarantee that we're gonna show you before and after pictures. So like we took befores, but yeah, that'd be nice to show them what it should look like before instead of just them leaving it to the imagination is what it's gonna
Hey,
look like.
and you have a bathroom we didn't do, and it probably looks like this is the last house we did. If it's something that you want us to get rid of, like let us know, and you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, after pictures would be super cool. Um,
You've already figured it out. Like, I mean, if you're asking a question of like, Koshik, Mason, what do you guys think? Should I go over pricing at the very beginning or should I build towards the end? To me, it's pretty obvious that you should do it towards the end. The reason for that is because let's say I got like 5 things I want to share. So the number one thing is this: build up all this, fear. By the way, to solve this is 249, and then you go into the next thing. So the next thing that we have an issue with is this. Da, 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 da. Think about how they feel, right? How they feel. They're so stuck on this. They're stuck on the very first one, the problem with it, the price point. They're like, I don't know if I want to pay for this. So when you say this, they're not fully taking in everything you're saying. And then you move on to the next thing, and you've gone over this price, you go on to. So to me, it's very common sense that you just go over, build all the fear, then go over the price at the very end. I think you already figured it out. I think you already solved it. The thing I would say to you is one, whatever works, and then two, simplify it as much as possible, but not at the cost of it not working. Because that's the most important thing, is that your guys understand exactly what you're saying and doing.
right. Yeah. Okay.
I've done this so many times that you already have the sauce, man. Like it's just do
Yeah.
whatever works.
Yeah. It's just one of the things that I didn't try when I was on the job is after you build fear and you kind of go into the explanation of like how one would clean this, I'm wondering if it'd be better to, instead of explaining how one would clean this, you could explain how they could clean it. It's just so it's almost like you're addressing concerns you found, and like when they want to tackle it, here's how to do it. And then they're like, oh God, or whatever. But I don't know. I'll probably
I
just do.
So you're saying, should you tell them what it would require? Because then they could go into, it would cause them to stress out and be like, fuck, I don't want to do this thing. That's what you're ultimately asking.
Yeah, the other thing works though. It's like if they say no, I'm gonna like half the time the husband, you're talking to the husband, like, no, I'll do this. And like then that's when I'm like, okay, well, if you're gonna do this, I'm gonna tell you exactly how to do it so you don't break him because these things are a pain in the butt. And then I go into so fine detail that he's like, fuck it, just do all of them before I change your mind. Like he's like just
That's the right way. So this goes back to, and the 7 buyer beliefs, you're basically putting them to the buyer's pocket. Too much confidence, not enough confidence, right in the middle, which is what you're doing. So if you see somebody have too much confidence, you bring the fear of God into them.
yeah, cool.
So exactly, man. Like you already know, just do exactly what's brewing in your head. That sounds to me like the right move.
Okay. And in terms of pricing, right, I've been so it seems like I mean I talked to Mason about this last week, but um it seems like I could sell a lot of people on the $1,000, but I think you put out something saying like do not do $1,000 because it's super hard to get people back once a month is over because they're like I got what I needed or whatever. Um
Amon's had some success with that recently. By the way, everybody, want to share something really cool. I got hyped up about this, but we got our first booked appointment using AI. Super cool. So no messaging, no double dialing, no nothing. A fucking bot is closing deals, motherfuckers. Pretty fucking cool. Just thought I'd share that. Man, I forgot what, what I was saying. What were we just talking about?
In terms of price, and Mason was kind of went over strategy was like 1,000.
Oh,
Don't I've been taking $1,000 off the table completely. And it's been people being like, holy shit, that's like whatever the reason is. It seems like I get them all the way up to the financial objection where they're like, I literally don't have the money or what. I know there's a credit card thing I can go with and stuff. But I just end up losing them. I'm thinking about maybe just instead of putting $1,000 away, give them some time to think about it and then say, you know what, like we do have this other option, but the only thing is like the $1,000 is non-refundable, and basically these are all the pros of it. Um, I've
I
been
think
putting it away and not even giving that as an option, but I'm thinking about why not just like do that, get the $1,000, like see how many clients I can get and just learn from those $1,000, even if I'm not making that much, until I actually have like all this knowledge and systems in place where
I think what you should do is step one, do the 5,000 or the 6,000 to the 5,000. They say they can't do it. Here's the thing, you, Rodarte, everybody, right? Don't just do the $1,000, okay? Do not do it. Yes, I've seen Alman and some people win with it. What I think you should do is really stress and push yourself to be uncomfortable and do the financial objection stuff with the credit card, the financing, the business line credit, all that. Start pushing yourself. Really push it, okay? Now here's the thing. Worst case scenario, then you do the 1,000 after that, okay? With UCAN, for example, like the results you're getting, for example, I don't know where you're at, Rodarte, in terms of like service delivery yet, but obviously you can make them enough money. To me, it sounds like you can make them more than enough money to where they can cover it within the 30 days. Or let's say they don't make the full 4 grand or whatever, they're gonna make enough that they're probably gonna be willing to put on a credit card because they see your shit work.
right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, because I do frame it as like, let's build your trust, get you some jobs, you actually know that it works, then we can take a date like after the first month is over, we can start.
You don't need
Um,
you don't need to pay the $1,000 non-refundable. So what I would do is position it. Oh, I can't really do it. I can't really do it. Work through all the credit card stuff, financing stuff. Then the last tier is I sigh. Okay, I'll tell you what. And then you offer the $1,000. That's how I would do
okay.
it.
Yeah, so I just updated like the people who get all the cancellations, and they went from 1 to 3 completed jobs, which is so satisfying. And one of them's at the 249, which we recently switched from like the 97 to 249, so that's super huge that there's one from the 249 in there.
Wait,
Um,
what did you update and what just happened?
the offer was 97. They were getting a stupid amount of leads. But then we opted to the 249 for all the other reasons, for all the reasons that we did that. Uh, and they closed one of the 249, which is just super big because they were complaining like they haven't gotten a single conversation even with the 249, but now they have like 3 booked for it and 1 completed and 2 other ones for the 97. But
Nice.
that's that's super good.
This is the couple.
Yeah, the couple.
Good. Cool. Congrats.
Thanks. Yeah, sorry for taking an hour and a half. I should have gone last. Yeah, that was super nice. Thank you.
Yeah. So you and Mason can circle back towards the tail end and Mason can do those questions with you. Okay.
Cool.
So who do we got next? Mr. Jeremy. Do you have specific questions that we can go over that again, that would pertain to this that I can help you out with and or Mason can help you out with?
Yeah, just I mean, just a couple of quick things. I did talk to Aman about, I think I told you he and I have a call booked, but we chatted a little bit today. So I he doesn't necessarily, and I think you told me this, he doesn't necessarily use the Go High Level funnels for his clients. He uses a Facebook and Instagram form. So I guess this may be the shortest session in the world, but I get, how does that work? I've been like, you know, the Teladoc lady that I'm talking to. So I've been researching some of her competitors and trying to find out what kind of offers they have and stuff like that. And I did find a few, and now all that's on my Facebook feed is about semaglutides and everything. But you know, I clicked on like get offer or learn more, and it would go to a Facebook form where you filled it in, and then it, you know, I didn't fill it in all the way, or I filled it in with baloney information, and it would say, thanks, somebody will be in touch with you soon. And then that's when the AI kicks in.
So you're saying that are you telling me that that's what you did, or are you asking me how it works?
Yeah, well, I haven't done anything because I don't have a client yet. But the lady, I think I told you, she's like hell bent on no. I do not want to answer any phone calls. I don't want to talk to anybody. You need to have a virtual assistant or AI or whatever to take care of this. So I started looking around, trying to figure out like, well, what does a virtual assistant cost? And I know these AI bots are extremely expensive and all that, but so I was going to talk to Amon about it, but this might just help me get ahead of some questions with him. So when someone like for instance, there was one of these weight loss, I don't remember which one it was, but I hit the, book now or learn more or whatever it was. And instead of going to a funnel page like what it's doing for me or what we did previously, it just brings up a little Facebook form. And it does the same thing on Instagram where you put your name, your information in. And then when you hit submit, it says, hey, thanks for your interest. Somebody will be in touch soon to get your call booked or your appointment booked. And then because I put in baloney information, I don't get to hear what happens next. But I'm thinking what that is that's when he's got the AI integrated with that form somehow, and it just takes over and starts calling or chatting with them. Am I
Yeah.
right
So
in that?
so you have experienced that then.
Well, that's a
You have
disgusting
experience where
looking.
so you have experienced it then. That was my question, Jeremy. Have you experienced where you click here? That's what I'm trying to do as I'm trying to find a lead form. I don't really get many
Yeah,
lead forms.
I could probably find you one real quick right now because I was just while Cam was talking, I was just doing a little bit more stuff, and now all of them are these. Let me just scroll with you while we're going.
Okay.
Some of
You
them
don't have
go
to.
to
I
a landing page but some of them just a little form pops up right there in Facebook. It doesn't go to anything fancy. It's just a Facebook form, and it
I
doesn't.
think if when Cam comes by, you can just like see the back end. Or Rodarte, are you doing lead form ads for your clients? Do you have some ads set up or no?
I'm building one now.
Okay.
Are you talking about funnel or the Facebook's part of it?
So basically I'm trying to show Jeremy what a lead form ad would look like, which is, I think that's what you're doing for Pilates. That's what maybe you're doing for
Yeah,
HVAC right now, where
yeah,
people
I have
click.
that.
Well, what I'm saying is I saw
Okay.
one earlier. I did see a lead form. I'm clicking through all these now. I just was, I was like, okay, so how does the lead form work? Where does that go? How does that connect with Go High Level? But what I was trying to assume or figure out is, okay, so because Amon told me he's not creating a landing page and a calendar page or any of that stuff, a thank you page. He said, I'm just mostly using Facebook forms. So then I went and started looking up, well, how does that work? So they click on the ad, and I mean, right there on the Facebook feed, a little box pops up and they fill in the information. And I found a video where you can integrate Go High Level with that form. I'm assuming he's also figured out how to integrate his AI receptionist or his AI chatbots with that as well. So that's what I was. Am I assuming correctly so he doesn't? I mean, and he's what it looked like is that, and what Amon was telling me is you can integrate the form where it goes over into your pipelines and all that stuff, just like the funnel does. It's just you don't have a domain, you don't have a landing page, you don't have a thank you page. It's just this form, and somehow or another you can integrate your automations or your AI bots into that form so that then, as soon as they fill it out, like 5 minutes after, they get a text or a phone call and it starts working them in to get that sale and booking. Because I'm sure you've heard of them. I have a membership with this company called Vendasta out of Canada. And I pay $99 a month. This was long before I met you. And I've just kept it because they offer me all of these great programs that I can go find online at like half price. I pay this monthly membership fee. And so if you came to me and said, hey man, I really want an AI chatbot. Well, they offer me this amazing AI chatbot at like $39 a month, which I upsell or, change the price and sell it to you. So that's what I was just, and I had a meeting with them today just to specifically talk about the AI stuff in case I can't get connected with Amon. And that's what he was just like, look, he didn't know if their stuff would integrate with Facebook, but that's what I'm assuming Amon must be doing is he's got that Facebook form connected to Go High Level somehow, which then as soon as they fill that out, it's triggering something for that AI receptionist to give them a call or start texting them. Is that process in my head? Am I thinking that through correctly? So he's not having to.
Cam, are you, or can you hear us?
Yeah, you look like Mike Tyson buffering fighting Jake Paul, but yes.
Is he there? Cam, you there? I don't think he's there.
All I see with Cam is an empty chair.
Yeah. So Mason does this, Rodarte does this, most of the guys are doing this. I think MJ set a few of these up. So what Amon did is Amon gave Cameron a snapshot so that this is all templatized and everything like that. So it was very simple for Cameron to set up. And so Amon could probably share that with you. But what I thought would be helpful is if Cameron or Rodarte, somebody showed you the inside gut so you can see how it was connected. Rodarte, do you think you could pull something up really quick where you show how, or Mason, anybody?
I'm sure Mason is
Mason, did you say you want to show? Okay.
Yeah. Are you talking about like the specific ad, like the structure of what it looks like, or are you talking about Go High Level specifically on how to connect it?
Well, okay, so
I think maybe he probably just needs to see, if you run through like the campaign ad set and out of a lead format
when they click on the ad,
show
instead of
how it's like connected to Go High Level or Go High Level setting, be like, oh.
Yeah.
Like instead of when they click on the ad, instead of it going to a landing page or a funnel you created in Go High Level, it's just going to a Facebook form. They fill out their information, and as soon as they hit send or submit, they get a little message saying, thanks for your information. Somebody from our spa will be in touch shortly. And the way I kind of understood it from Amon, just very briefly, was that's when his AI receptionist kicks in and calls, or a chatbot would text them and begin texting with them. And all this stuff is still connected. It's Facebook form, AI, and Go High Level are kind of all stitched together and they're working together. So you still get all the information and everything, but.
Yeah.
Mason, do you already have it? Like maybe Rodarte, whoever, like I think whatever's just fastest, whatever's already built out. If you don't, I don't know if you already built out, Mason.
I don't have anything built out like in Go High Level in terms of the automations, but I can show him the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ad, and I can show him how to integrate Facebook. The lead
it might get long. So maybe if Rodarte, I think it would be faster if just Rodarte just shared what he's got already set up. If Rodarte already has something set up. If not, I think the fastest would be Cam.
Rodarte something.
I do. I just might be slower as far as like navigating through it. So just bear with me here. So we want to go through, I'm sorry, you want to go through the Go High Level side or Facebook side?
Well, really quick, just so right now, I think Jeremy is just like, he's familiar with funnels, but lead forms, he's just like, he doesn't know how they're integrated and connected. I think if he just sees that.
Yeah, I just visually would like to either have that explained how that works, or if I see it, that's even better. But
so Go High Level side, am I hearing that right?
Pull up go into Facebook, ad, and then go to campaign ad set ad really quick, and then go into Go High Level, and then I think that might help him.
Okay. So this is my my local HVAC service that was just a
click on campaigns and then click on edit, and then yeah, this way we can see the internal guts.
Okay, there we go. Instant forms here.
Oh, okay.
And then how do I see like what's in that form now?
So keep scrolling down. Just slowly scroll down.
Ad level, Rodarte.
Okay. And this is all just their Advantage Plus that got it.
Basically, everything's the same in the ad set level, except it's the only different at that top part when you're optimizing for instant forms and not a conversion campaign, aka sending them off and going to a website. So if you see he has his ad name, and if he scrolls down, it's going to basically show, it's going to go a little bit farther down.
So it's kind of like, you know
It's
how
right,
you go
it's right
into
here.
The desktop, right? So now,
I see the create your form, yeah.
yep. And then basically you just link that form up with Go High Level, which Rodarte will show you now.
So, and then, okay, so, I'll wait and see this first.
Mason, can you help guide me here? I don't know where to go here.
Yeah. Do you have an automation already built out, or
Yeah. Okay, so I go to automations.
yeah. So, yep. So if you just go to automations, you should have one in there. Like form submitted maybe or something.
Right here.
There you go.
So this right here, the trigger
The
is
trigger.
Oh, okay.
the Facebook lead form, and then you pick which one it is.
So do you have to connect Facebook obviously then to Go High Level?
Yeah,
Okay.
you do that on the dashboard level, right? The
Yeah.
integrate.
Yeah, I've seen the integrations. I just haven't done that with Facebook. So I guess my question then is, and I don't know if you've done this, Daniel, but what would be ideal for me and this lady is, okay, somebody goes in, fills out a form, and then is that in these automations, are you connecting some sort of a chat bot, or are you calling them at that point? I know you can go through your automations.
Jeremy,
So-
really quick, before you continue, whatever you're talking about with her, I'm pretty sure for her, you would actually go into a funnel. The one that we're talking about, you actually wouldn't do anything. This applies to a traditional medical spa.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just, when Amon was messaging me back and forth on Slack, I asked him, I said, do you have an example of a funnel I can just look at? Because I learn visually. I learn by seeing stuff, not by typing things back and forth. Or can we please get on a call so you can walk me through it? So I guess that's where I'm assuming, and based on what I found on a couple of these, when I clicked on them, is it says, you submit that Facebook form and it says somebody will be in touch with you at some point. So I'm wondering so you got Facebook and Go High Level and they're connected, but in between there has to be his AI receptionist, because that's when as soon as that form's filled out and it triggers something in Go High Level that then triggers his AI receptionist to pick up the phone and say, hello, thank you for, booking, and start talking. So I don't know if I'm ready for the receptionist, but I was just thinking this lady might be a heck of a lot easier sell for me if I can say, listen, lady, you're not going to have to do anything. As soon as they fill out this form, our little bot's going to start texting them and talking to them and telling them any questions they have, so on and so forth. And then if they get to a point where the AI bot can't answer it, we'll transfer it over to my virtual assistant or me, and we'll take it from there. So I'm just wondering, between this Facebook and Go High Level, how does the AI thing set in there? Where is it connecting? How is Facebook and Go High Level both connected to that AI bot so it knows when to take off?
Yeah. So
I'll just, when I see
Yeah,
he'll probably show it to me and be able to walk me through it.
on this page, whatever Rodarte is sharing with you right now, it's here. So step one is connecting Facebook and Go High Level. Once those two are connected, then you can come into this page and you can set up the trigger. So when somebody opts in, all these automations follow. Similarly, when somebody opts in, not one of the automations is the AI bot starts a conversation with them.
So the AI bot, just like Facebook, gets integrated into Go High Level, and then it becomes a searchable trigger on here or a step. Okay.
Yeah, I think you would just add it here, right? Like look for it here somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure
Add
the
a step.
communication part is where it would be. But I just, when I was playing around in there, I didn't see anything about, so I found some video that if Aman can't explain it to you, it's like an hour long, and it's this guy showing you how to connect your AI bot to go high level. So I'm trying to organize that in my head. So when I'm talking to Aman, I'm not having to waste time going, well, how'd you do that? And I just kind of want to know at a high level coming in already.
I think for what I would do if I were you is have Aman walk you through literally what Rodarte is walking you through, like visually just say, oh, step by step, here's what happened.
Yeah.
And then he probably has templates and snapshots and stuff. So instead of trying to build it all out, he can just like give it to you plug and play.
Right. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, the thought of not having to build out landing pages, and if he's just doing everything through a Facebook form, that's very appealing, of not having to go into and recreate a funnel. I know it's just copy and paste basically, but man, that'd be nice to just set up the ad to go right to a form, and then the AI bot takes over until they ask it something that it can't handle, and then it comes to me. That would be, I mean, you talk about the least amount of operational drag. I really like the idea of that, but so I just as far as you and I've talked about this Teladoc lady. I've been researching her competitors and everything. I don't have high hopes as much as I did when we first talked to her, just based on our conversation on Saturday, and looking back over the notes that I took while she was talking about, I got to break even and not wanting to spend a whole lot of money. I don't know if I'm funnel hacking properly, but like I told you, that iVim Health or whatever, they're running 31 different ads. They're all active and they all have variations. I mean, they have to be spending lots and lots and lots of money, more than $1,500 a month, which is what she was wanting to spend. So I just think I'll tell her bluntly, ask her what you want. Do you want this to be something you can have as a cash cow, or do you want to build this up something you can sell? And if she's like, I just want a cash cow, I'm just going to tell her, listen, $1,500 a month probably isn't going to cut it. I could, based on everything I'm looking at, I could probably bring you anywhere from 7 to 10 clients every month for that. But then if that's how it's going to be, we've got to figure out some sort of a package where people sign up for a year and pay in full. Otherwise, you're making $100 a month on these people. It doesn't, I don't understand why. I personally want to say, why would you do this? You're stepping into a world of, I mean, I thought there was 4 or 5 of them. As soon as I started searching them and looking them up on Facebook, there's 100 of them. And there are many of them at some of the ads I was looking at there, she's offering stuff at $2.99 and $3.99 a month. Some of these things, I'm guessing they're so big, they're offering them like $79 a month. Same thing she's doing. And so I don't know that it's very realistic unless she wants to tap into her husband's treasury, which she claims is there. And so I started trying to do research on her to find out if she was telling me the truth about having money and all that. Hope to God she's not watching this live stream, but she's been in, I think her home country is India. She's a model and an actress and a singer and all this stuff. She's been in a couple of Bollywood productions. She is stunning. I mean, stunning, like intimidating when you're talking to her, like, oh, don't look directly in her eyes. So it's very apparent when I found her personal social media channels. She's very wealthy, I think, but it kind of comes across like this might be a hobby that she's just trying to build up. I don't know. But, and for those watching, if there's people watching the live stream, not a creep. I was just trying to figure out who she was and make sure that, I wasn't being lied to about her potential financial resources. So I don't know. I don't think it's probably going to be something that's going to work out, but I'm going to get some good practice in with her. And this has led me to, figuring out this Facebook form and maybe some AI solutions, and getting to talk and further that ball down the road. I wanted to, if you're okay with it, I'll show you, I was telling you about using an AI avatar to have a different version of my ad. So it's not my face, just trying to appeal, because I did a bunch of research on med spas, come to find out like 70% of them are owned by women. And it's a very, very diverse ethnic background. It's not like, I think it's still like 50 something percent white. But beyond that, there's a lot of other people involved in this. A lot of people from India, a lot of people from Mexico, I mean, just it's very diverse. So my thought was maybe, based on what I saw with Ivan Health, was just have a different variation of my ad and try it for a week or so with this more diverse person on the video. So I took the exact same script, the exact same graphics, the whole 9 yards, and I created this. Let me see if I can get it to pull up here for you.
This ad that saw 30 clients this month. That's not even the cool part. Here's the real game.
So
This ad generates.
the only thing I don't like about this particular ad, or the whatchamacallit, the AI avatar, is just her voice doesn't sound real. She doesn't. It's the same thing that like Aman was talking about with his, trying to make it sound more human. But anytime she's kind of not really talking the way I want, I just try to distract them with flashy graphics. But here it is.
This ad generated a med spa 30 clients this month. That's not even the cool part. Here's the real game changer. Out of those appointments, we didn't just collect leads. We used AI to contact and nurture each lead and collect a deposit up front, leading to an 80% show-up rate. If you want to get amazing results for your med spa, you need to diversify your marketing across all platforms. Instagram and Facebook posts alone aren't cutting it anymore. You need a multi-platform paid ads approach with a dialed-in follow-up and sales system. We don't just get you leads, we get you clients booked. Our agency leverages the power of paid social media ads and AI to not only fill your calendar, but secure real bookings with deposits. Join dozens of med spas already seeing incredible results. Let our team take care of your Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok ads while booking appointments directly into your calendar and taking a deposit, giving you an extremely high show-up rate. Join dozens of other med spas using this system to grow their businesses. Click the link below to book a call with our team. See you there.
So that's it. I mean, it's not, like I said, the thing that I don't really care about it is the lifeless voice. But I thought maybe I'll run it and just throw a little tiny bit of money to it and see what happens. See if it maybe attracts the eyes of different people. If, I detect in all the calls that all these women, when they get on the phone with me, and they've all been women so far, they clearly clicked on it because they thought I was hot. And so I don't want people just clicking on my ads like I'm some piece of meat. I need people to be serious. And so I get the feeling a lot of these ladies just want to meet me, but as soon as they see that on my finger, it's over. Anyway, I just thought it might attract, I might try it if you're okay with that, just to see. And if it, it's my money, if it burns, it burns. But yeah, so. And I just saw Cam. He can go back and watch this because you and I've talked about this as well, Kaushik. The 3 calls that I've done, they all hammer me on price so far. I haven't had anybody who's like, let me hear your presentation. I can't wait. Show me your PowerPoint. All 3 of the ladies I've spoken to start in on what's your price? What are you going to do? How many people are you going to bring me? And Cam, I don't know if this would work for you, but Kaushik and I talked about it, and you sent me that video from Ravi talking about kind of how he nurtures people to give him the answers in the discovery call that he was looking for through an opt-in form. And then I was telling you, maybe I'll try this hybrid call where I do the discovery and the sales call at the same time. And it's really been working on the last 2 people that I got to speak to, but they all started in on that price. So what I've done is I worked in the discovery call questions to be the very first slide of my presentation. And I explained to them, listen, I'm going to ask you these questions. I know you're very interested in the price, but this isn't a product that you can just pluck off the shelf like at Walmart that's $9.99 or whatever. My price is going to be based on how you answer these questions, because and you said this to me one time, that Aman is very much like a doctor. He asks the questions, he prescribes the solution. That's what we did at AT&T. I had 1,000 people call me in the 10 years I was there. Well, what do you do? Can you save me this? Can you save me that? And you'd have to say, well, I need to ask you questions about your calling habits before I can tell you what plan we should put you on in order to save you money. Then I can tell you. So that's what I do, is I start off with those questions, and tell them, listen, before I can give you any pricing or tell you exactly how this works, I just need to know the answers to these questions. And once you give me those answers, I can begin to go through this presentation, and I'll plug in what you've said as we're going along, and then it'll work out a price for us. And it's worked every time. The last lady, with the TeleDoc solutions, I started asking her the questions. Now I've worked out a different intro where I'm going to say why I'm asking these questions, but she's like, what does this matter? Why are you asking me this stuff? And that's what I told her. Well, now I'm going to just start off the call with, I need to ask you a series of questions in order to give you the price and the solution you're looking for. But as soon as I start explaining it that way, all three of them said, oh, okay. And just backed off and let me start with the presentation. So, and it went from discovery call all the way through the sales presentation with the last lady. And we talked for an hour and a half. So for me, that hybrid of discovery and sales call is working really well, because what I find is if you build a nice little rapport with them and ask those questions and tell them you're going to present an answer, then all of a sudden they open up and they want to hear. And that lady specifically, like I told you, she told me the reason she called was because once it got through all the automation SMS text, I was texting her personally. And she said, I'll take one more of these, because she's brand new. She said she'd been on 15 or 16 of these calls. And when I started talking to her, she said, I just felt very comfortable with you. And that's why, so that's why I'm going to give you a chance. Go get a package and come back and tell me the cost. But that hybrid discovery and sales call has been working like a charm for me, because what had happened was I'd book the discovery call and we'd book out the sales call, and then they wouldn't show up to the sales call no matter how much nurturing I did. So I just started getting anxious about, look, I got them on the hook. Let me just see if I can set this hook a little bit deeper and keep them on the phone and try to maybe do a quick version of the sales call. But both times I've done it, I got through my demonstration part of it in like 15, 20, 30 minutes, because I just go quickly. Because I figure, well, if they're interested, they'll start asking me questions, and sure enough, they do. And then I just get to go back into the slides and then go over them in more in depth. And I created 3 slides of my own that have been very helpful. And I'll show them to Aman, but in the med spa world, I use ChatGPT a lot. I told you guys that, but I went in and I've been training it on med spas, and I asked it to give me, based on its expansive knowledge of med spas, tell me, based on, I'm struggling to remember it now, but based on this much money being spent every month, how many leads? Yeah, that's it. So the query I gave it was, if a med spa owner wanted to spend $1,500 a month on Facebook ads, what could they expect for leads? And ChatGPT did its thing, and I probed it a little further, and I got it to narrow it down where it said, spending $1,500 a month, if the ad's very focused and you've got a great offer and all this, you could expect anywhere from 30 to 90 leads every month. The next slide I created, again using ChatGPT, was if I had 30 to 90 leads based on my nurturing, and I gave it several levels of nurturing, like just texting, making phone calls, doing both, different levels of touch. How many of those would in a med spa industry would you expect to actually turn into paying customers? And based on the levels, it told me anywhere from 40% with just a light touch, all the way up to 70% if you're really doing your job, doing it the way Kaushik tells you to do it. So then that turns into, if you're at 30 leads and doing the least amount of work, you're going to get 12 new clients. So, and that's what I explained to her, was like 40% of 30 leads is 12. So if we just don't lift a finger, if we just don't even really try, I should be able to get you 12 paying customers. But if I do my job and we've got 90 at 70%, you know, and I can't remember what that number is, but here's the difference. And just using that, you know, and then I have another slide that shows, okay, here's your ad spend, here's the lifetime value of the customer, here's what we estimate the cost per acquisition is going to be. Based on that, here's your low end of what you could expect, and here's what the high end of what you could expect if we do our jobs the right way. And I'm confident, anyway, it worked with her. It may not work with everybody, but it really kind of breaks down the numbers in like ways people can see it. And that both people I've run through that with, they really appreciated it. So this hybrid thing that you and I kind of coined and started, you know, and I'm working on it, trying to get better at it. But I did a discovery and sales call with her, and now I got another call with her. So this call is going to be like presenting, you know, all the research I've done on this telehealth thing, which isn't going to be favorable for her, but it's been working. It's getting me down the road a little further than I had been.
I think you're moving in the right direction. Like there's an overall objective in terms of like what we do. Like you are changing up quite a bit. So for example, there is an ROI calculator. The way I like to do things is I like to speak in terms of like, this is fact based off of our evidence. So, you know, I can go into ChatGPT and say, hey, what do you think would happen? What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen? Or I can go and say, hey, based off of the 47 clients that we have, here's exactly what can happen. And that is far more powerful. But the thing is, you don't have that. So you're accomplishing the right objective. You're just doing it in your own way. And there's pros and cons to that. And so I say that to just say that you're moving in the right direction, I think.
Yeah, like, this is my social proof.
Yeah, you're doing it your own way. But yeah, you know, it's just like there's different variables. So we just have to kind of wait and see. My question to you is this. Everything you've said, I'm okay with. My question to you is like, you know, again, and the whole hybrid thing, bang on. But my question to you is, what made you not pitch the package or the price the last time? That's my question. Because I think
with her,
with everybody, you need to be doing that.
I've pitched the price and package with everyone but her.
I see.
And I stopped because she has no offers. She offers two things. That's it. The semaglutide or the whatever the T one is. And she had no prescriptions or subscriptions or membership packages, nothing.
Just make sure you pitch the price and everything on your calls, because otherwise you will run into the same issue of like,
I told her what my fee was, and I told her, so when I got through with it, here's what I showed her. This is the last page. So when this pops up and it shows her, this was I'm just trying to get a sale right now. So I just put it at $1,000 a month plus ad spend. So I told her, you know, this whole conversation is predicated on spending $1,500 a month. So like, here's the first slide. Using optimized targeted Facebook ads with a great offer, spending $1,500 a month. How many leads could a med spa expect per day? And this is what ChatGPT spit out. Now, I don't sit here and read all this, but I get to the bottom and it says, you know, with 1 to 3 leads per day, you should expect with a $1,500 ad spend around 30 to 90 leads. And then when a med spa gets a new customer inquiry or lead, what's the percentage that turn into customers? And then here are the key factors influencing that conversion rate. Now, I want to make it clear that I don't talk like I've never done this before. I'm telling her, like, based on my experience, and here's even some internet experience, you know, stats because I haven't seen you guys give any, like, and this is maybe something I need to get from Aman, or like some case studies I can throw in here and pretend like they're mine. But I just wanted to show them, listen, if I do my job, I should be able to get you, even according to ChatGPT, 90 leads per month, and I ought to be able to convert at 60 to 70% of that.
My question is, what happened after you pitched the price of $1,000? This all sounds great.
Yeah, right? Well, that's when she started hitting me with the, you know, I've spent $20,000 to start this up. I need to break even. What's your guarantees? And what I basically told her was, well, my guarantees to you are if my 3-month fee is $3,000, I will work with you until you've paid that $3,000 off. I can't refund you the money you've given to Mark Zuckerberg, and you're going to still have to spend ads. It's just my fee will drop off. But I have no qualms, no fears, no worries. I will make you $3,000 before 3 months is up. My plan is I'll make you more. So, and this was the thing I show her, 30 to 90 leads per month, 1 to 3 per day, 40 to 70% conversion rate. Using the 30 appointments and the 40% conversion, the lowest averages would be 12 appointments. And her lifetime value I got out of her was $1,000 or $1,200. So 12 patients at $1,200, and I put the numbers in here. And I show her, you're going to make the money back in the first month if I do my job. And I'm telling you, I'll do my job.
What does she say? That's my
Well,
question.
she was all good with it. The problem was she doesn't have any subscriptions or packages, nothing. She's just, when you go to her website, it's $2.99 or $3.99. And
Fine.
I started with her on the phone saying, on Zoom, looking at competitors. I'm like, Alpida, everybody here has an ad. They've got an ad, and they've got things that they're offering discounts. They're offering 3, 6, 12-month memberships. You don't have anything like that? No. I said, well, your ads are going to fail if I don't have anything to offer to them. I showed her.
So when
I created this slide. Yeah,
when-
go ahead.
So I'm just trying to, so I'm going to ask you some very pointed questions. I'm just trying to get the bottom of something.
Okay.
So when you said $1,000 and she says, I need an ROI guarantee, you say what you say. I'm trying to figure out what happened at the end of that conversation. What is the conclusion? What she said?
Well, that's when I started asking, okay, so, I started going into thinking I've got this. And that's when I said, I've looked over your website. I don't see any all I see is $2.99 and $3.99. Is there anything you could have me that we could put our heads together on and create some sort of a monthly membership or a subscription or 3, 6, 12 months? I said, and I probably should have just said, I'll do that.
You don't want to do any of that stuff. You're talking yourself out of sale. Can you scroll up for me?
Yeah.
I want to see your other slides. I want to see what else you're doing here. Can you scroll up? Keep scrolling up.
Yeah. This one sticks because there's all those pictures. So here's what I start with.
It's okay. You don't have to just tap on the down button, request,
Okay.
down, 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 down. So is this Aman's? Is this Aman's or is this mine?
Yeah, he gave me his call, and I've tried to mimic this, but make changes. So because he was very concerned that my stuff and his stuff was going to look identical.
Okay, keep going.
So,
Scroll down. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, so the thing with you is that there's just so many variables that you're changing up and you're doing that it's hard for me to know what the issue is, does not. Like, it sounds to me like you're positive and optimistic with this conversation, but for me, I see, a big red flag is like, hey, you offered $1,000, you either close or you don't. Hey, I'm going to come back and do another call and this and that. For me, it's like, again, you're gaining momentum, but we need to be closing. So something is going on there. So very pointed question. Has she agreed to another call? And if so,
Yeah.
when is that date and time of the call?
I told her, and this is my bad, but I did it on purpose because I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to do some research because the whole thing with the telehealth threw me off. If I'm just being honest, I thought I was speaking to a med spa person, and then no, it's just telehealth. You call in and talk to a doctor and they give you a shot, and that's it. That's all I offer. And just, again, she's not a brick and mortar. This is a website, and she has 50 doctors she refers you to and 2 pharmacies. So everything that I had coming into this thing was like, the Mike Tyson line, everybody's got a plan till you get punched in the face. Well, when she explained in further detail who she was and what she did, my plan kind of fell apart because I had nothing to, I don't know what that is. I've never done it. And I hadn't until now where Facebook's flooding me. I've never even looked at that stuff. I've never been advertised that. I just didn't know enough about her and what she did to feel confident to say, to, I guess, put my butt on the line and say, I'm willing to, I'll take this $3,000, but I didn't feel confident saying to myself, man, this could end up being like a year-long thing that I'm doing 9 months of work for free for her, because I don't know if I you know,
When is that call? When is that call?
I told her I'm going to reach out to her tomorrow, Tuesday, to schedule, because she told me she couldn't talk Saturday, couldn't talk Sunday, couldn't talk Monday, and she would know her calendar by tomorrow. So I said, okay, I will reach out to you on Tuesday via text and email, and we'll get something scheduled for this week. So I'm reaching out to her tomorrow, according to what she wanted me to do, to get something scheduled.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to not think about this is going to be a year-long thing, too long, whatever. I just want you to close.
Okay.
That's it. I just want you to close, because you're doing all this stuff and you're thinking too much, man. You're thinking too much. You're thinking too
Well,
far. You got it.
in my head, I'm thinking I've only got a few days left with you, you know, and
I just want to see it's you got to figure out one skill at a time. Figure out the discovery call, figure out the sales call, figure out this. And right now you're thinking about service delivery, and don't worry about that. It's just like, can you follow the script and close a deal? Because right now you're doing certain things. Like, for example, if she said it was too expensive, the right thing to do for me to coach you, for me to mentor, for me to advise you, the appropriate advice is, okay, you need to go through Cole Gordon's objection handling financial script. That is my advice to you. The thing is, you went all over the place and you're doing all this funky stuff and you're talking yourself out of the sale. And so for me, it's like, okay, I know that stuff is going to talk you out of sales. So my advice to you to help you push the needle, to help you get better at sales is, I need you to focus on doing the objection handling script next time.
yeah, and I've got that. You're right. I completely like I just admitted to you. I completely started thinking about, I don't know if I can deliver. I don't know anything about this stuff. I feel confident enough in what I've been studying and what I've been doing that I could be okay with a med spa, but her profit is so little.
You're thinking too far ahead.
Yeah.
Don't worry about whether of that. You can cancel, you can refund, you do whatever, but I want to see that you can actually close, because until I know that you can close, I can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
I want to know, I've taught Jeremy to close through ads. If I don't know that, well, then what, you know what I mean? Like, I need to know that, hey, Jeremy can get leads. He can just use sales. If I do that, if I know that, I can sleep at night.
All right. I'll do what I can to get you some ZzzQuil from Jeremy Wood, Dr. Wood. I like I said, the biggest, and these are all excuses, and excuses are like buttholes. We've all got them. It completely threw me off when I figured out what she was doing. I was like, oh, hold on. I don't know anything about this. And
here's the thing. The amount you know with her and the amount you know with the regular med spa is zilch. It doesn't make a darn difference.
Yeah, I'm just saying all my confidence went out the window. I've crumbled.
You should have no confidence.
Well, what confidence I did went right out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a minute, I'm not even sure if I should be talking to you. That's how it felt. Like, I don't know anything about telehealth and doctors and semaglutides and tirzepatide and
other, again, I want to kind of treat this as like, well, what can I do to help Jeremy? How can we turn this into a learning experience? Moving forward, the best thing you can do is what you did for the first one, which is, hey, tell me and Mason, hey, here's what I got. Here's the link to your website. Here's what they got going on. What are your thoughts? And then from there, me and Mason give you advice so that you can go into a sales call prepared.
Yeah. And maybe in this case, I shouldn't have done the hybrid with her. I should have just done the discovery and stopped.
I don't think so. Well, the thing is, this is what I mean by like, we can't speed up the process for you. You got to experience and fall on your face and fail forward. You got to learn. So now that you've experienced this, now you're going to know whenever you see the next person like this, you're going to know what to say.
Yeah, I would stop. I would.
The thing is, you can help him. You just talk to him. It's just like treating like an e-commerce client. That's how you help these people.
Well,
it's not a lead form. It's not AI. You just create content, drive that to a website, help them make sales. That's it. That's this business. It's an e-commerce business. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, that's where I just, my legs got I just got a temple shot, and using a boxing term, and my equilibrium, everything was just off. In hindsight, what I would have or should, but she may not have gone forward, because the more we talked, the more, like when we first got on the phone, she wouldn't even put her face on the phone. By with the last 30 minutes of it, she put it on and she was engaging with me, and then made the admission that the only reason I'm going forward with you is because I like you. You're nice. You're giving me answers, you know. But in hindsight, I probably would have I would have gone through the discovery questions and I would have said, Alpita, would you let me take this information now?
Did you have her website or anything before the
I
discovery call?
did, but I didn't fully understand what it was, you
So
know.
if you want to do the hybrid, which seems like it's working for you, the reason I like the hybrid for you is because of the level of frustration you have when people don't show. So for you, I think it's
Yeah.
what I would say is moving forward, whenever you get a discovery call, check out the website, do a little bit of research, and then send that over our way. Be like, hey, Kaushik, hey, Mason, here's what I think this is. Here are my theories. Here's what I think I'm going to do moving forward. Boom. I think that would be the best approach for us to
All right.
work.
Well, I got another call, I think tomorrow. It's the only one booked this week. So hopefully that they haven't answered any of, yeah, tomorrow at 2. They haven't answered any of my texts or emails. So that makes me nervous, but I'll try to send out a few more personalized, like it's from me and not a robot, and see if I can get them to respond before, see if I can figure out who they are. But he hasn't told me who he is or where he's with or what his spa is. He's just given me a name. Now, a lot of times you can search by the name and just put med spa and they'll come up because they're somehow affiliate, or you'll find their LinkedIn profile and you can, again, I'm a very good creeper. But so I'll do some work on him and see if I can figure it out, and I'll send it to you either tonight or tomorrow and see what you guys think. But yeah, with her, I would love to work with her. She was just really cool, really nice, you know, and my natural instinct in what I do and who I am, I think, is just like,
What I want you to do is just close her. You're probably not going to work with her.
yeah.
Right.
So I'll do my best to just get it done. Yeah.
Good. So
But I'll message her as she requested tomorrow, and we'll see if I can get her to hop on one more call with me, and I'll see if I can get it done.
Sounds good.
I'll do it for you, man. I'll do it for you so you can sleep. I hate to know you. It keeps me up knowing you're not awake. I lay in bed going, is Kaushik awake because of me?
I go into REM cycle and there's your face just pops out.
I can't close. I can't close.
And I wake up with night sweats like, oh shit, another night.
Holy cow. You're laying in a, next thing you know, you're talking to Dr. Phil. How's that working out for you, Kaushik? Working with that lunatic. Yeah. So. All right. I'll get you one. I have you, Grace, tonight was supposed to be my last call, but Kaushik gracefully extended me through the end of November. So I won't get to see you guys next Monday because I have to do a school board meeting live stream on Monday, but I'll have at least maybe one more call there. Try to pop up on that wins column on Slack. I pulled it off just right at the buzzer last time based on the deadline you gave me. So see if I can throw another one in at the buzzer.
I think you can. You got time. We got another 2 weeks.
All right. You guys have a good night. Cameron, I hope you go. He and I talked about what I work on when people just beat me over the head with price. It's been working so far. So if you didn't catch it,
it's the same. It's to what we spoke about, like, kind of nipping in the butt. Like, hey, we're gonna go over price, and in order to go over price, I need to know these 3 things, and people shut up.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, it works. It works when it has for me. Except the one lady who I told her why, and then she just hung up. So that's just the way it goes sometimes, I guess. But it's fun talking to you guys as always, and I'm rooting for all of you. So I check the wins column every day looking for somebody just to give me a little belief and hope. So I'm rooting for you guys.
I gotta push the guys to. We get wins. We get wins. I don't think I push the guys enough to post every single time they get a win.
Yeah, well, I just, for my psyche, they really mean a lot. You know, to go the one I saw on Cam, and it's like, dadgum, man. And it also kind of sparks that little competitive streak I have in me. Like, oh, okay, all right, I see what you're doing. Let me. I see your move. Here's mine. You know, it makes you want to have one in there, at least for me. So, anyway. But I am meeting with Mon on Wednesday. I watched the Loom video you sent me, write out all my questions and try to get those over to you to kind of peruse beforehand. And I'm excited to just know that part that he's doing. because for people like her who was just like adamant that she does not want to answer a phone, that gives me a little hope that there's a bridge there that I can do that maybe isn't as difficult as me having to answer phone calls or hiring 10 virtual assistants or something like that. So
I think I can tell based off of like your language, there's quite a bit that we have to delve into with you for you to really understand service delivery. And I say that respectfully, but the solution for her and the solution for a regular med spa is completely different.
yeah,
Medical spa is going to be the AI bot, is going to be the lead form, is going to be all that stuff that Aman is doing. For her, you got to treat her like Nike.com or any other e-commerce store. That the way you help her is like you help any e-commerce store. You just create content, run ads with it. That's it. And she shouldn't be talking to anybody else because there is no lead nurture, there's no anything. And so in due time that will make more and more sense if that doesn't already make sense.
yeah. And I think based on her competitors, what I was seeing is there was the one or two that did the Facebook form where if you filled it out, it said somebody will be in touch with you soon. So I'm assuming somebody was supposed to call my fake phone number, or an AI receptionist or a bot would have. But a lot of them, you answer a little quiz. Are you a male or female? How much do you weigh? How tall are you? You start going through that, and then they make a recommendation for you and you sign up for it or you don't. And so there's nobody answering a phone. So, and then once you've filled in all your information, if you accept it and sign up, they assign you a doctor and you go from there. So I'll just present it to her that way that, I don't think based on what your competitors are doing that you should have virtual assistants anyway. So
yeah, just do your best. And I don't think you should try to talk yourself out of it and be like, hey, are you sure you want to get into this? Do your best to try to sell it. Like,
all right.
do your best to try to sell it. Yeah, just do your best to try to sell it. This way we can work on your sales. That's where my focus is. I'm not focused on service delivery for you yet. I don't think you're quite there. We need to focus on sales, lead nurture, all that stuff.
My problem, as you know, is that lack of, as I'm trying to do the sale, where I get my confidence from is knowing I've done it before. So my confidence in the sales process is knowing I can help because I've done it. So not having done it, I feel weak in that process. So I'm trying to, I keep that in the forefront of my mind. Amon's done this, Aaron's done this, Kaushik knows what he's doing, Mason knows what he's doing. I have to trust in their experience and try to feed off of that. But it's hard. It's hard for me because for 20 years, all I've done is work for myself. And there's, if I don't deliver, it's on me. I have to look customers because of where I work in the community. I have to look them in the face, and it's tough. So yeah. Anyway, I'll do my best. If she gives me a chance, she might have just been pushing me off to avoid me. But if she gives me a chance, I'll do my best to just close it. And we'll just tell her, look, you don't have to do 3 months with me. Let's just try it and see what we get and see what she says. So.
Good.
All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks, Kaushik, as always. Thanks again for the extra couple weeks there. Mason, hope you get help with the strippers and drugs and alcohol, man. It was really concerning last week. All of us got together after you got off the call and we all prayed for you. And some people don't even believe in God, but they were praying for you because it looked that bad. So, all right. See you guys later.
See you, Jeremy.
Bye.
Okay. What do we have? I think, is it Rodarte? Are you next? I have a call in 30 minutes, so I'll hop off.
I think Rivera was before me.
Okay. Do you have something quick, Rodarte? Or do you want to take your time and come back?
No, I have more than Rivera, so you can go first.
Okay. Mr. Riviera, how's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Yeah, just kind of what I put there. Did have a call today. Pushing for commission. I don't think I've had this issue before. I mean, maybe it's a one-off, so we don't really have to deep dive, but yeah, this guy was like a startup, but you know, he just at the end he just wanted commission. Even though in Discovery he did kind of lightly mention that, and I kind of told him the reasons why I don't do commission, you know, due to the fact that, you know, and you let me know if this talk track works, but basically, reason we don't do commission is simply because, you know, my job is simply to get you high quality leads to your door. Really, after that, you know, we can help with the sales process, but, you know, anything can happen after that. So, you know, the fact that, you know, not to say that you're going to be this person, but we've had people drop the ball in the past. So, you know, kind of my commission checks dependent on you closing, right? So that's, you know, up to different circumstance, right? You're not getting, it's like, how fast are you getting to the lead? And then that's when he immediately went into, oh, I could get to it fast. I could get to it fast. And, you know, basically he's trying to sell me that he's a guy that I can trust and don't worry about that. He's going to handle that. So I went to the second point, which is, you know, there's actually, you know, with HVAC, you know, there's a seasonality. So we already get, you know, a certain amount of like, you know, leads to your door and, you know, you getting, you know, booked appointments and so forth. What happens with HVAC and what we found really works for our HVAC owners that we've helped is having a base price or having a flat rate. Basically option.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
I want to just get context. Where in the discovery call was this? At the very beginning, in the middle, towards the tail end?
I don't think we went into it that deep. I think this could have been more in the sales call just because it's fresh in my memory today. I think on the discovery call, I kind of just lightly said, you know, we don't really do commission because simply, you know, we booked too many jobs for you guys and I don't want you owing a $50,000 commission check. And what happens is that money gets tied up paying your crew.
So wait,
You know,
you had a discovery call or a sales call with this guy?
both.
Oh, okay. So where did he mention the commission? He mentioned the discovery call or the sales call? Or
I think
both?
he just like lightly mentioned in Discovery. Yeah, you know, towards the end. Oh yeah, I can't wait to see everything. This is when I'm like at the end, you know, getting the second call dialed in. And he said he saw the Zoom link, he accepted the invite. Um,
This is
and then
what is this? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
yeah, no
I'm
worries.
asking questions. So I'm trying to kind of get the root if you
Yeah.
understand. What is this revenue?
So this guy, I mean, he said he made I think like 200,000 or something last year. But he works for other companies, so he's just trying to like do his own thing because he saw how much commission he was giving to his boss. And it's supposed to be a really good sales guy. He made 2.7 million or something for the company last year, but he saw how much he gets, you know, taken from his boss that he wants to start his own HVAC shop. So
Okay,
he's super new.
that's why. That's what I'm ultimately getting at. So you're right. This is not a normal case. And
Okay.
that all I just want to kind of provide you with some education. In my
Mhm.
experience, typically the people that are going to offer like commission deals and stuff like that are people that are very uncomfortable, unconfident, and it's typically newer people. That's why this is all occurring. I don't think this is a normal case. I think what you're saying is like healthy. I think you're in the right ballpark,
Mhm.
but I don't think with people like this it even like helps that much.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
it's really it's really kind of like putting your foot down and helping people, like just saying, hey, we have a way that we do things.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
you know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't want to justify it too much and have to give them the whole reason why we don't do commission. Like I'd rather it just be tiny footnote. I can just say like this is the reasons why we do flat rate. You know, I don't really want to get into it too much, but I feel like with him, he just kept trying to sell me over and over. You can trust me. I'll show you, you know, each document. I'll show you when the lead closes and for how much, and I'll show you these papers that will show you that it's
One,
legit and for the price that I sold it at. And he just kept going deeper into like the more I told him, the more that we just do things this way. Like the more he got into trying to sell me on why he should trust me, why commission is better. And I almost want to tell him like, so you're cool with me. So since you want to go commission, you're actually cool with paying me more.
what
Because technically, with the leads that we get and the closes that we get, you might be spending $100,000 a year with me.
did you hear the tip
I
I
almost
gave?
wanted to tell him that.
Did you hear the you know you're right. You're bang on and
I'm
did
like,
you
wait. So you want to do commission? So technically, you want to pay me like 10x what my other clients pay me? Because we're gonna
did
get.
you did you hear the tip that I gave Cam at the beginning, or were you not here for? I don't think
I
you were
don't
here
think I
for
was
that one.
here for that.
So
the-
the tip that I gave Cam is pretty much what Jeremy kind of figured out on his own. So one thing that we're adding to the script is at the very beginning, which is like, hey, this will be a quick 10-minute conversation. I'll tell you if I can help you. I'll be very quick and tell you about that. But if I can't help you, I'll be very quick about that. Now, also, and then here's what you add to it. Okay. If you want to write this down and make a note of this. Now, I know that something along the lines of also, I know that the price point and the service fee is of high importance to you. And I want you to know that I'm going to go over that with you on this call right here as well. So I want to go ahead and just nip that in the butt. The price point for us really depends on 3 factors: A, B, and C. The number of leads you want, and I don't know what you're going to say for the other thing. So I just had a few questions for you to figure out those 3 things, and then we can get right into pricing. Is that okay? Are you okay with that? They say, yeah. So then what happens? So what you're doing right now is you're basically letting people know right away, we're going to talk about price because people keep bothering you about the price and what's the price point, all that. So then you go into your discovery like normal, which is like, okay, really quick, got it. So really quick about me, 3 things, blah, blah, blah. I do this, I did da. They say, okay. And now my very first question for you is this. So you go right into the script, and then towards the tail end, what you do is like you go into like, okay, got it. Thank you so much. I have all the information. I think I have all the information I need to go ahead and actually build out a package for you. And then you can justify it. Like we have a visual calculator. I can visually show you how all this works, and then we can also plug in some numbers and then create a package for you that would work within your budget. And then you push the sales call, either 1 call close or 2 calls. So what I'm saying is that what does this do? It gets rid of people saying, hey, what's your price point? What's your price point? It gets rid of people midway through answering your question, going to like, okay, got it, but what's your price? And then third, it gets rid of these commission types of guys because you're telling them, I have a process where I build out a package a la carte.
Yeah.
So this should squash all that stuff for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just hitting it in the beginning there for sure.
So try that. You shouldn't have.
Hopefully it's a one-off, but yeah, I just wanted to be like, I think there was one of those moments Cole Gordon would have, I feel like for his final, or that's kind of like a finance objection. I feel like in the moment I was like, oh, you know what, Cole Gordon probably would have done like, he probably would have been like, you know what, we're talking commission, I tell you that, we kind of have a standard rate here, but all that talk aside, do you
Yeah.
really think this system could work for you?
It's an uncertainty thing.
I
That's
almost
what
wanted to, because I felt like he just wasn't certain, and that because why go commission? Because if it really works, he's gonna pay me more, right? So I feel like it was just coming from a place of uncertainty. So I definitely should have done that to kind of like get him to maybe admit like I'm confused here, or I don't get this, or because as much as I do stop the slides and I tell him that all makes sense. Is there anything you need clarity on? No, it's all good, and then we move on. But I still feel like I don't know. Is this typical, like where you still do that, but you still feel like they hide some side? I feel like they get good at hiding uncertainty pretty well.
Yeah, it's really about setting their face, and you're really looking for. So really quick before I even delve into this, hopefully this makes sense when I said he's a newer guy. If he's a newer guy, he's building his whole thing. Think about how much uncertain and how scared he is. So
Yeah.
it's not a financial objection, it was an uncertainty doubt objection for sure, 100%. So you got that bang on. What was I getting into? Sorry, I'm having a brain fart right now. What were we just talking about that I was moving into?
I think I was talking about the kind of the Cole Gordon. Like I would stop, like they hide uncertainty. I would stop, like saying, "Hey, does this make sense?"
Yeah. So, the way man, the way I like to know, I don't know what your experience is, but like I'm looking for anime eyes. I'm looking for how I know I've sold somebody is like when they go, fuck, I would have never thought about it that way. That's the thing. So that's what I aim for within my sales calls, whatever I do. I'm looking to give somebody a moment where like light bulb, holy shit, I would never thought about it that way. That makes so much sense. If I get there, I know it's done.
I think I got confused between that and him just buttering me up, right? Discovery call butter me up, sales call butter me up. Kind of interesting guy in the sense that he is butter me up in the sense that
buttering up
it's like, oh yeah, you seem like an expert in this. Oh, you seem like you got this all figured out. I need someone like this because I have no idea how social media works. And I think that type of talk and him doing that kind of confused me that I don't think he had the epiphany, but I think, when someone says stuff like that and when usually, leads are kind of closed up, just wanting no price, juxtaposed to that, it just kind of made me feel like, oh, this guy's really open. He's probably pretty sold on it, but maybe he was just buttering me up for whatever reason.
in my experience, and I'm glad you brought this up, there's like two types of confidence. There's the type of confidence where they're just buttering you up and you can just tell it because they're being sly and smooth. And then there's the other kind of buttering you up, which is what I just mentioned, which is the knee-jerk reaction, which is the anime eyes. They're trying to not show you,
Hmm.
but they can't help it because your shit was so good that they're like, fuck.
Yeah, yeah. For
Oh.
sure.
So it's a different type of making you feel good and validating you. This
Yeah.
type of validation is usually not good. That's you
Yeah.
in my experience. So I'm glad you brought that up and you'll probably
Yeah.
see.
And I think he was doing that specifically to get me warmed up to commission and, because he's a sales guy himself, he even knows. So I'm sure he was trying something, but, it is what it is. I don't want to spend too much time on possibly a one-off, but I will let you know if there's a pattern, but I for sure will add that into the script either way. I think that's freaking good. Yeah, I'd love to just have that in the script just to kind of, knock down any qualms about that. But yeah, and I'll probably duplicate the ad set tonight. Just, one of them. They just kind of slowed down. So, you know, I did reactivate some old ones that were working, but then after some days they're still not working. So to me it's like, okay, well, I haven't updated the KPI, so sorry, but I do want to update them at least tonight. Um but I do have one ad set that's running at like $5 a click. So maybe keep that one on, and then as like the one to keep on, and then the other one I think I had went to like $12 a click, and it's kind of just spendy. So maybe that one I'll change it up. But yeah,
Yeah.
I still think the other ads and the things I can show you later like will be definitely a lot more ammo in the funnel. But right
How
now I'm
much
just working with what I got.
how much have you spent so far? Um, I mean, roughly is fine. No, how much you
Yeah, I think
spent
like 600 or something. I gotta
and
check.
how many discovery calls have been booked so far?
Um, think think 5.
And then how many of those have you had?
Um, I think 2.
And then how many live sales calls have you had? Just one?
1, yes.
Yeah. So not shabby. Um, yeah, not too bad in terms of like, I mean, out of the 5 people that booked, it sounds to me like half just are not responding to the messages and stuff like that. Is that what it is?
Oh yeah, the people that just don't respond is the people that, the ones that do respond are the ones that typically like, yeah, jump on at least a discovery. There's one person that didn't respond but answered, but was pretty, language barrier was pretty bad. So, I just didn't know what to do there. Honestly, yeah, I could have, I don't know. Spanish isn't, it's a disgrace to my ancestors, but pretty whitewashed. So, um, yeah, I just didn't feel confident going through a first whole new niche on somebody that we can't even get. I feel like it's
Carne asada tacos.
Out of the 2 discovery calls that you had, did you get both of them to say yes to a sales call, or only like one out of 2 of them? Or like what happened there?
2 said yes, and
Okay,
then
so
only 1 showed, which is the guy from today.
so basically you have a one no show. That's what
Yeah,
happened. Okay.
and he
Um,
just stopped responding to messages, wouldn't reply, wouldn't text back. Granted,
some-
I think I messed up something, and he got like a random automation because
that's that one. Okay.
yeah, there was like a random automation it was like a fluke kind of thing. Luckily I fixed that on the back end, but yeah, maybe that spooked him because everybody's kind of on the fence, right? So maybe that spooked him. I'm not too sure.
How did you feel about the discovery call?
With that guy, felt good. He was Russian, so it was a little bit of a language barrier. Really hard to explain some stuff. I had to like repeat myself a lot in different ways, kind of dumbing it down. But then when he would get it, he seemed really excited.
Do you think
I feel like I got a lot of pain out, but he was in the same circumstances as that guy, just like sick of his boss taking commission. He wants to start up his own thing. So I'm not too sure if that's an issue. A lot of these guys seem pretty like not confident. They don't have a brand name. They don't even have Facebook or Instagram. They're just like, so.
okay. Have you one thing that some people do is they just try to combine the discovery call and the sales call. Is that something that you're interested in, not interested in? Do you think that would
I've
help?
been
Would not?
wanting to push for that, yeah. I feel confident in my ability to speak that I almost feel like I'm already warmed up. I'm already feeling good about talking, and like I kind of feel like I know him, to push it to a second call where I have to kind of like reset and then like kind of
Yeah.
look back
So
at what we talked about, I feel like a one call would be better, but I know that is harder.
I think I'm seeing so many people that are just their costs are significantly higher simply because they're breaking things up into two calls. So I think the advice that I'm giving a lot of the guys is just do one call closes. If that's what feels good to you, and you can do like a 1.5 hour, 2 hour call and close the deal, like just push for that then. Give that a shot so that again you would have two hits, $300 a pop for a sales call. That's very healthy. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Um, 3, 6, 9, 12. You got 4 sales calls, close one of them,
Mhm.
like very healthy numbers. If not even average close rate is about 30%. But yeah, so give that a shot moving forward this week.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you let me
for
know how
sure.
that.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. And yeah, I just really don't think the ads are pumping like they should. So I also know that could be a hindrance on the numbers, but I do want to make sure I dial in my stuff. So if things do start
How
scaling, that
how's the gray background working for you? Is that working or is that working?
it got one lead, I think. Funny enough, I think that gets like the best metrics on paper, like the cost per click and the all those things. It always does better than the video. So funny enough that I do have a couple variations that I should try, but the one that works best is just like, hey, do you want shoot, let me
The,
pull it
the
up right
two
now.
the two discovery calls you had, were they from the video or were they from the photo? Do you know?
Um, you know what? I don't think I checked. I think I can on the back end here, but my ad manager. Um, let's see here. Um, is it okay if I share my screen real quick? It's not too much trouble.
Yeah, go for it.
Uh, sure. See this here? All right.
Yeah.
So this is kind of where I'm at. This is the current one I have on is like, yeah, the IG Reel ads. So this is kind of the numbers for it. Yeah, just one lead from it. I think there was another lead back when I was doing, yeah, mostly. Oh yeah, was this the graphics? No, I think the video. I think there was only one lead that came from the actual stories, but it does get like the best, like, but it's only one lead and yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little too much. I need to be turning that off. But when I try everything else, it just doesn't work for a good while. So I don't think there's high intent here or something.
One thing, I mean, it's hard to know what is and is not working without some kind of tracking software. Um, One thing to maybe try is to see if you maybe try stories and feeds placement in the
Hmm.
same ad set. So you probably know that you can structure the creative so that's different for stories and different for feeds. So 1080 by 1080 and 1920 by or 1080 by 1920. See if that makes a difference. But maybe you're right. Maybe the intent is not high enough. It is possible.
Yeah, it
Um,
seemed like the vids got the most leads, like, but I kept this one. I went back to this one and turned everything on, but it just didn't really do anything for a couple days more. So I don't know. I mean, I could just duplicate it maybe, but I've done that a few times, and then sometimes that one's the only one that really had the best numbers. So kind of in that predicament where it's like something was working, I duplicate that. The duplication is whatever results. So I go back to the old one and then I turn that one on, but then that one doesn't really move forward. So I've been kind of stuck there. But I just feel like I need to feed it more creative.
you think
Uh,
so?
yeah, I don't know. I might stop it for now and just till it's ready, just so I don't feel like I'm blowing money. But I do feel like, any day it could happen where I get like a random lead, right? Because every single one's always been HVAC. So I always feel like I keep it on just for the sake of maybe it'll pull through another day. But
I think
um
Verdar- most of Verdarte's are from video. I don't think it's from his graphic ad. I think they're I mean, unless I'm Verdarte, you're the people that book a call, are they pretty much from the video ad usually?
Um, my my opt-ins, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, your niche funnel. Is it the video ad that's like doing that heavy lifting for you? It's not really the graphic, is it?
Let me see. I want to say, yeah, it's a video.
Yeah. One thing, one thing that could be done. So maybe what we do is we put aside. So the one that you have turned on, is that the gray background or is that the video?
yeah, that's the gray background one.
Okay.
I
But
think that one's like, yeah.
okay. Let's I mean, we don't know if the discovery sales call are from this or not. I think maybe what you can do is turn this off
Mhm.
and then instead have the video, but let's test out a few different variations. Again,
Yeah.
I see different variation. What I mean by that is like different targeting. Have we already tried that or no?
I don't think so. I don't think I've kept kind of like the advantage targeting.
So what we can do is we can maybe have like 3 ad sets while you create these new creatives,
Mhm.
and you can just try different things because maybe what worked for Rodarte is going to be different than what works for you. Maybe
Yeah.
targets, maybe non-advantage placement, maybe something else. Because it seems like the clicks are high, but the cost for booking is like, $50, $70. Um,
I mean, I could download. Oh wait, no, it doesn't let me manage Facebook. There used to be a place where you could download like the exact lead that came from a certain ad, but for some reason some placements don't allow it to happen. But I wish I could have seen. But I'm pretty sure the most came from actual the video, just because there's
Also,
only
my
one that came.
my creatives are different than that. Like I actually have um like images and stuff.
and yeah, so you're doing an image ad and then you're doing a video ad, Rodarte, I believe.
Yeah, but it looked like his was just like the text, the.
Oh, that's something we just tested just to
Oh,
test it.
I see, I see.
I
He's
did try
doing
this the other day, but it's just like some random with the offer. But these, got whatever results, so I really didn't keep it on for long.
If I were you, I would test out the video and just do a few different targeting options.
Okay, off the video itself, yeah.
Because
Right
we know
now, yeah.
it works. It's been working for Rodarte. He's got quite a few book calls, so we know it works.
Yeah, the one that got 2 leads was the video one here.
What's the
But it was
cost?
on manual placements. And I did your manual placements there.
What's your cost for booked call on that ad set?
Uh
So your cost per click is insane, but your cost per book call is like 50. Like that's the thing. It's like the video will get you insanely high cost per click, but the cost per book call is like healthy.
yeah. So maybe just pay attention more to this cost. But yeah, it's just kind
Definitely.
of wacky. I'm not used to it. But maybe if it works, then maybe we just duplicate these or have one as like a, forgot like a
Always
standard.
a lesson just to learn for everybody is like you always pay attention. I'm glad you brought that up, Revere, because you always pay attention to the metric that's closest to cost per acquisition. So cost per acquisition, cost per book sales call, cost per discovery call, cost per click. So if your cost per click is shit, but your cost per acquisition is healthy, then you keep it on. So what I'm looking at is like it makes no sense, but like your cost per book call is like pretty healthy, even with those
Yeah.
cost per clicks that are insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So
pretty.
so call to action, I guess, like for you, let's work on those creatives. And then two, if I were you, I would keep the video ads on, but then like maybe 3 ad sets or two, whatever you feel comfortable with, and like just test out various targeting options and see if we can find something different.
Yeah. Yeah, off that. Yeah, I think that's what my best bet is for now for the ad, and then could just do variations off that, and then while I build out the new ads.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it right now for me. But yeah, I feel more confident on these calls though. But yeah, I feel like I just need more of them.
Yeah. Good.
And then
Yeah.
I don't know. I just in my brain it's just like I don't know. I have this weird conviction. I think in the beginning I used to have like what Jeremy talked about struggling with, what I mean everyone's talked about, and I still deal with it too a little bit to a sense. But I think like, after blowing so much money on dental, it's like I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm like, if you guys don't want to party with me and make money, you're gonna lose out. And I didn't have that attitude before. I'd be like, oh, am I going to screw up their ad? Am I going to really hit their results? In my head, I'm just like, you're really missing out if you don't jump on board. And the ship's moving, it's going to pick someone else up. So there's either you're jumping on or you're going to be fear of missing out and you're going to be FOMO for the rest of your life. But I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know if it's a good or bad mindset, but I feel like it's better than me being all woe is me and all worried about like that 10 steps after.
No, I'm glad you brought it up. So one thing that I always tell people, so at the very beginning stage where Jeremy's at, he's just got to fake it till he makes it. But you're at a place where you have actually gotten people results. And so for people like you, what I always say, and you might want to keep this in your mind, is selling is not something that we do to people, it is something that we do for people. And so what I mean by that is when a lot of people think that they're selling to people, this tactic, this, that, or you can just frame your mind and say, hey, I'm selling for people, where I'm doing them a service. If they sign up with me, it's going to change their life. It's going to add this and that to their life. I'm selling for them. So it sounds to me like maybe you have that mindset, or maybe you view things a little bit differently from that, but it's similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're selling for people. I believe in you. I trust you. That's why you're here. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it might be. I mean, if I went into a whole new niche that I've never touched in, I may get some of those old worries again. So I can't say I'm far from it. And maybe it's because I'm leaning on the fact that I have gotten HVAC leads before. So it might be from that, but I'll just lean on that, during those calls, during those moments. But yeah, I feel like if I can just keep that headstrong in the mentality, then I feel like I'm stronger on the call. So I feel like if I worry about if I can get them results or how's this gonna go, like I feel like that shows up, at least for me, that energy shows up so much from me on the call. So I really need to make sure like my mental is super dialed in before I even jump on it, or at least try to.
I mean, I'll have to look at some of your calls, but once you start getting some more. But so far, from what I have seen, I think you're doing fantastic from the little that I have seen. So I
Sure.
think dude, we just need more volume. That's it. We just
Yeah,
need
I
to.
think volume for me. Yeah. But yeah, but I'm learning off everybody. I mean, everybody's saying their stuff. I'm just like, oh shit, I never thought of that. Like, so when the moment comes, I feel like I'll be more ready just hearing everybody else's stories. So maybe that gave me the confidence too.
Good.
But that's it for me.
Okay, cool. So guys, I think we got Jorge, and then I think I don't know if Rodarte is gonna be back. I'm gonna be hanging on till about 9:30-ish, 9:20-ish. And then I have to hop off, and then Mason can be here with you guys. But we might just be good before then. But Mr. Jorge, what's going on, brother man?
Jorge, you there?
We can't hear you if you're
No, sorry, I was shaking hands, kissing babies.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get my other headphone on. Okay,
Mr.
hello.
Mr. Jorge out here closing like 10 deals in a row. Look at you.
Yeah, I closed another one today actually, so it's pretty good.
Oh snap. What are you at? Like fucking like 6 deals closed or something?
I think 6, yeah, with this one.
Okay. Mr. Smooth.
Yeah, so it's pretty good, man. Yeah, it's pretty good, honestly. And I just want to give an update with so obviously, yeah, I closed another one. I'm just honing in on the sales process and like trying to get people funneled in more efficiently. But I started doing cold DMs for my agency. I started doing IG, and I already booked one sales call off
Really?
of 14 DMs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Let's go.
it's
All right. Yeah.
I'm honing in on script,
Uh-huh.
and I think I have a good opener. I think that I'm doing like a Trojan horse type of opener, and so far it's been working pretty well.
What does that look like? You can't just say that and not share the sauce with us, bro.
So I'm like, you guys gotta stick around for next week. I'm just kidding. Um, it's cool because I have like kind of some credibility because I train and I'm under like a big name at them. So I say something like, "Hey, professors, what you call instructors or black belts in jiu-jitsu." So I just go directly to the jiu-jitsu page, the school's page. If I can find like through their tag photos, I can find the actual owner. I'll message them. If I can, I'll just message the school and I'll say something like, "Hey, professor, I'm looking for schools for example, in the Cleveland, right? I'm looking for schools in Cleveland. I'm a purple belt under Adam Radzovic here in Chicago. I've been training for 8 years, and I was wondering what it looks like for somebody new to get signed up with you guys." And then that most of the time they're like thinking I'm trying to sign up with them, like, "Oh, hey, like are you here right now? Like, are you in the area? Because obviously, like it says I'm from Chicago. So are you here in the area? Or they might say something like, yeah, here's our schedule. We offer one free class, or like we do a free week. And then I'm like, cool. Once I have them talking, then I'll continue the conversation and I'll say something like, okay, cool. So are you guys offering like any special offers or just a free class? Because it's like Black Friday season. And then they'll say something like, nope, just this free class. Or like, hey, yeah, if you buy the first month, you get a free gi or whatever they say. And then that's when I go into like my pitch. I'm like, okay, cool. So I was just wondering if you guys didn't have any special offers. I'm actually running this cool offer with my schools down here in Chicago, and I just closed somebody today for like $800, right? It's been pretty crazy how it's working. I'm surprised more schools don't do this. Is this something that you like might be interested in? And then they'll say like, yeah, or like they might say like, nah, I have somebody, or they haven't responded to me yet. But the people that that have responded to me, they're more like, yeah, I could be potentially interested, you know, like, oh, what's this about? And then the one that I got today from the actual sales call booked, he was like, yeah, so hit up my manager, the gym's manager. And I got in contact with him and I explained to him like what I'm doing. He's like, yeah, for sure. I'd be interested in like learning more about this.
Interesting.
And so I'm like, cool, let's set up a call. And I set it up for next week.
Cool. Yeah, let me know how that goes. I yeah. I I figured what you might do is like share Adam's name when you say like, hey, I'm doing this for my clients. If you say like, oh, I'm Adam's guy, I'm his marketer, they'd be like, holy shit. Like we all know Adam and how successful he is. It's like, fuck, I want to talk to the guy that does Adam stuff. So but yeah, keep us posted, man. What questions do you have that I could answer for you, bro?
Um, Let me see, because I wrote one down, I think. But off the top of my head, I was just really trying to. I have a Zoom meeting tomorrow with one of my other clients, and
Mhm.
I was wondering, like, I think you touched on this a little bit, but you said not to sell them immediately, just kind of pitch the service first, like just let them know what I'm doing, and then start doing it with them.
So, okay, I see what you're saying. So, I guess like what is your concern? Like why are you asking? Like what are you worried? You obviously sound like you're worried about something.
I'm not exactly worried. I'm more just like, I want them to do a good job for them, and then eventually have them pay me for this, like moving forward.
Hmm. Wait, so are these clients that you already have that are paying you, or they're not paying you yet, or are they free to fee? Like, what's the situation with them?
No, they did a PIF. So this was like months ago. Like they did a 3 month PIF, and it's like pretty much like nearing the end of the cycle.
Okay,
And then the first cycle that we did, the first 3 months, the free class intro, it did okay, but it didn't do like nothing like this.
so the client that did the PIF, you did the trial, it did okay, it didn't work like nearly as well as this, and so what have you been doing like the last like 2 months then? You're still doing the free trial?
For them, yeah. So we paused it maybe like a month ago because they were doing
I
like some traveling or something, and then they're like, "Yo, let's just pause it for now." And then I was telling them like, "Hey, like I'm doing this, and that." This was like when I was like kind of compiling everything, and they're like, "Cool, let's pause it for now. Come back to us when we're like not traveling, and then we can move forward about this."
Okay. Are they back or are they still traveling?
No, they're back.
Okay, cool. So to me, what it sounds like is they did the PIF because they felt confident. They did okay results. They're not making enough cash flow, and that's why they're pausing. Usually what that means is they're not, I mean, how much did they spend total and how much did they make total? Do you know?
For that top of my head, no. I think we signed up like maybe so they spent in total. So my retainer was like 2,300. And then with their ads, I think they spent like $30 a day, and they might have made. I don't think they made that full return at all, honestly.
Okay, so if they spend $30 a day, that's $900. So they spend $1,800. So $2,300 with you plus 1,800. How much do they spend with you total? 2,300 or more or less?
23. It was like 23.75, I think.
Okay, so 23, so that's so 33, 43, 42, 41. So they spent about 4,100. Yeah, okay. So yeah, they basically made money, but not enough money. So usually in those cases, they're usually not coming back, in my experience. Right? And so I'm glad you gave me all this context, because in this particular case, what you have to do is basically go up to them and sell them on this new thing.
Mhm.
And I think based off of your experience, I mean, is it $2,300 for 3 months? Is it $2,300 a month? Like, what was the deal that you did with them?
Four, 3.
Okay. So if I were in your situation, I mean, I don't know, you have to kind of feel it out and talk to them the right way, but like you kind of have to let them know, like, yo, look, I know that you pause things and you probably don't want to continue. Like, I think you have to somehow like let them know you know what's up, I think, which is, hey,
Yeah.
$2,300 and then you spent $1,800 here and you made 40, the investment is 4,100. What we're doing is this over here at this gym. What I like to do is I'd love to, give this a shot with you guys. And then if you guys like it, then we can go all in on this, do another 3 months if you're interested. But I'd love to just like show you how this stuff works and maybe do like 2 weeks for you. And then from there, you can make up your mind if you want to rock and roll and do some more or not. I think that's how I would play it if I were in your shoes. Because they spent 2,300
Okay.
and they stopped after 2 months. So it's like there's no way that you can't just like come up to them and be like, yo, here's this cool thing, you want to pay me? It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
That if it was gonna work, they would have, if they pay the 2,300, they would have gotten the other month of service from you, but they're not. Do they know that you're doing something different and unique or no?
Yeah.
Have they when did they get back in town?
I think like yesterday.
Oh, okay. Um, the true test the true way to know is if they would approach you about turning on ads before you approach them. That's how you know that they really believe in
They
the system.
they kind of did,
Oh, did they?
because yeah, like they gave me their list. Yo, hey, let's start this DR listing. I know leads that I want to send stuff out to.
Okay.
And then
Hold on.
she gave me her list of old leads.
Okay, hold on.
I
So
guess new ones.
here's what I would so my strategy of what I just went over with you applies if they don't really trust in you, trust in the system. Okay. Now, if they really do trust you and they trust in like your ability to get them results, then that's like, hey, we paid Jorge 2,300 bucks. We still have another month that we can utilize with them. Let's try to get him to do some work. That's a good sign. Okay. In that case, what I would do, so let me change, I'm going to change my strategy then. In that case, what I would do if I were in your shoes is I would go up to him and be like, hey, Jane, John, whatever. Look, I know that for the first 2 months we did this, but I'm actually doing XYZ with Adam, and that's what I would actually recommend for you guys for the last month that we have together. So it's very important you phrase it that way. The last month that we have
Yeah.
together. Okay. And then what's going to happen is within that month, I think you're going to see significantly different results. And so that's step one. Step two is get the shit launched for them. Step three is going to be before the 3 months is up. You let them know, you give them a Loom video or you talk to them about re-signing for another 3 months to keep it on. That's how you do it. So hopefully, does that make sense step by step?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was like in my head planning, but
Yeah.
you just made it super clear.
Okay, good. So do that. Don't do the first thing. Do this instead. So step
Okay.
one, make sure you bait them to get them to want to do stuff. If you need to bait them or else they'll naturally come to you. If they naturally come to you, that's better. Step two, present this, say, hey, we should do this for the last month that we have together. Next step, get it launched. Step four, touch base with them before the 3 months is over to get them to sign up for another 3 months. Boom.
Yeah, because we have like a pretty good relationship. Like we're we're not like buddies, right? But we're tight, you know, like they're like I train with them, you know, like super cool. So they're like, yeah, it works, you know, let's do it again. She hit me up out of the blue, like, hey, listen, like I know we've been traveling a lot, but I just got these old leads and I want you to get this thing started again. I'm like, cool. And then it's two of them, right? So it's a husband and a wife. And then I told them like before they left, I kept telling them about what I'm doing. And they're like, bro, I'm super interested in that. Like, please keep us updated. And
Good.
you know, thank God now things are working out with this. So now I have more facts to go tell them.
Good. Okay, cool. Well, then that's the move.
Okay, cool. That's it. That's honestly the only question I have. Just that and the updates. There's not much other questions. So I don't know if I told you, Solo agreed to do a consultation with us, like a sales lunch. So he's gonna do a sales lunch with us for all the it's just me and the other guy, and then plus Adam, and then that's it. Yeah, nothing much is pretty new other than like the DMs.
I had a question about Soho. I don't know if you know this. I'm curious about this. What deal did he sign up with the gym launch? I understand he pays gym launch 44,000 and then or whatever, and then the ad spend of 4,000 ish. But when he did the sales call with them, like, did he just sign up a retainer like $4,000 a month, or did he do like a paid in full for like 5 grand for like 6 months, or 30 grand for like what deal did he take up with gym launch? Do you know?
I have no idea, to be honest. I was wondering that too.
Okay. Can you try to figure that out if possible?
Yeah.
Because the reason I'm bringing that up is like if you continue to get the results you're getting, you should have a similar cycle to gym launch. You know what I mean? Like you could, if you're fucking getting these kinds of results, bro, you could be charging 4 grand and then 4 grand ad spend. We could use an AI bot, do different, like, bro, like, you know what I mean? So it's imperative that you figure out what sales cycle they went through. So if I'm you, hit me up with an update of what sales cycle, what did the discovery call look like, the sales call, walk me through that thing, and then me and you can kind of brainstorm and figure out what we can do together.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll get you that information then.
Cool. What
Um,
else?
I funnel hacked this other gym that's in Indiana. I kind of went through their like I had a Zoom call with them today, like consultation to see what they're doing differently, and like they're pretty much doing the same stuff. So I feel like everything's pretty much on point with what it aligns with what I'm doing with what Solo's doing. So I
Oh,
think
okay.
I was just like,
You funnel hacked a client that's working with gym launch?
I mean, I think they're gym launch. I don't know exactly, but it's literally the same thing. Like
Cool.
6 week challenge, or I guess in their case it was 8 weeks. It was an 8 week challenge, and so
Yeah.
that's what I was just like kind of figuring out in my mind. That okay, like what's next after the 6 weeks, right? Like a different offer. But they were just like, yeah, their 8 weeks was $2,000.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. No, it's good to know. What else you got for me, bro?
Um, that is it. Maybe I'm like figuring out like how I can automate. This might be too soon, but like automate the accountability check-ins, perhaps. Like if I send out maybe like every other day, I send out a text message to all the challengers, asking them like to like answer this open-ended question, and then I kind of get that response like texted to my phone. Would that be a good idea?
Are you talking about like accountability for your clients, like make sure that they're good?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I don't know. Like, how many clients do you have right now?
No, I
4?
mean like service delivery for the.
Oh, in terms of service delivery, I can't say anything about that. I would just do exactly what Gym Launch is doing. I would do exactly what Soho tells you.
Okay.
There's no way for me to know. Like, listen to Soho, listen to whatever he's telling you that they do.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Cool.
But yeah, no, that's it.
Cool. Yeah, just keep me posted, man. Good job. I'm glad to hear the DM stuff is working well. And then if that works, man, we'll go ham in terms of that. In terms of me, if you can give me whatever you learn when you have a conversation with Soho in terms of sales cycle with gym launch, let me know. And then from there, I can brainstorm and figure out some stuff to help with the cold DM stuff. And then from there, I mean, if we get cold DMs working, bro, shit, man, that's fucking like fantastic. If we can get that to work. And we can even like with how successful like this stuff is working. I mean, we can go even hard and like offer free trials and stuff. Like we can do some crazy stuff. So I like what I'm hearing so far. So just keep me
Cool.
posted.
I'll keep at it.
All right, bro. Good job. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Peace. Um, guys, Rodarte, Ryan, I know it's a little bit backed up. Who do we have first? And or like does somebody have to get going? Okay. I think Rodarte, you're up then in that case. What can I help? What can I help with, bro?
Hey, so where's my question? Sorry. Yeah, I was just curious about the reach. Number one was, and I think you added that in my KPIs. I don't think that was me.
Mhm.
So I'm just kind of curious, like what I should be looking for. Um, like what's good, what's bad.
Okay. So in terms of so is your question like why did I add reach in there? Is that what it is or
Yeah.
okay. So and so yeah, this is both for you and Riviera. So Riviera, hopefully you're there, you're listening to, man. Um what I'm looking at is I'm just like trying to understand both of your guys' situation where it's like your cost per book call is like relatively healthy. Like $70 is like not too shabby. But then both of you guys have like these extraordinarily high like cost per clicks. And so I'm just like trying to make sense of that. So in terms of reach, what we're looking for is I just want to see what percentage this is. So let's say equals sum parentheses 96 divided by reach. And then we can turn this into a percentage. So 1.26 is this accurate? 76 and 96?
Yeah, when I entered it, yeah, I haven't checked today, like in a couple of hours.
Yeah, like this is like so when I look at this, like this is really healthy. Like these are really good numbers for Darte, by the way.
Cool.
I mean, so like yeah, I'm just trying to make sense of data. It's not like necessarily reach doesn't necessarily tell you a good or bad thing. What tells you a good or bad thing is going to be your unique link click-through rate, which is like what percentage of people when they see the ad click on it. So if 96 people out of the 7,600 that see it click on ad, that's a 1.2% click-through rate. That's a good number. I like to see up to I'm happy with a 1% for a B2B offer like yours. But the fact that you have a 1.2, say like that's fantastic. I've seen people get up to maybe a 1.5. So anywhere from like a 0.7 to like a 1.5 is like very healthy. So for me, it's like I look at this number, I'm like, fuck, that's high.
Really? Because I thought you told me to aim around $10 for the
I
cost
think,
per gig.
yeah, I think what I did is I said that in that like your niche could be just relatively high, but for
Okay.
you, it could be normal. Like, so hopefully, Riviera, as you hear that, maybe both of you guys, dude, like your cost per click is like $10. But 12% of people 17% of people, 11% of people that visit your page book a call. So it's like, fuck it, it works out. So like Aman, for example, Aman's cost per click is like $3. So it's like way less than you guys, but his cost per book call is about the same. So it's
Mm.
like it's cheaper to get a click, but only a very small percentage of people. Yeah. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm just trying to make sense of the numbers. That's all.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I was just wondering like what I should be. I'm trying to train myself to, with these numbers. I'm someone wondering what you're looking for.
This, this.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is try to stay here. So if I'm you, both you and Riviera, try to keep your CPM around these numbers, very healthy. Try to keep your unique link click through around this number. So if, for example, Rodarte, your number jumps down to like fucking 40%, dude, or I'm sorry, 0.4%, it's like, okay, red alert, red alert, red alert. So hopefully that helps. I hope that helps. Let's
Okay,
try
yeah.
to keep this number here. Let's try to keep the book calls around here. And then this is okay for now. So yeah, my main thing is this. Can we keep your book calls around 70, $80? If so, great. Keep this around 1.26. Great. That's it. Don't stress about it too much.
Okay, yeah. These opt-ins have been coming in, man. Like so, I had one on Saturday, or no, Wednesday, but before that was Saturday, and like just nothing until Wednesday, and then nothing again until Saturday. And I was like, okay, I gotta like before I got the opt-ins, I was like, I gotta do something about this. But then like five came in like 2 days.
Did you do anything different or they just came in?
No, I just left it.
Huh.
So I was like, hell yeah. But
Okay, good. So
yeah,
how are things going overall then? So I mean the ads look good. It's a little scary to me that you left them on, but I guess it worked out, so I can't say shit. Um, but how are you feeling about things overall? How's everything else going?
pretty good. Just booking the calendar. So as long as the calendar's filled, like I'm feel like um encouraged.
Okay.
It's when I go through the lulls, I'm like, oh shit, like there's nothing in the coming up. Um, but I mentioned on the Slack there that I was wanting to do the SMS black market because I have like 90 something leads now, 93 I think. So I figure even if I just get one, um, that'd be good. But yeah, doing like a black market, and I was doing the numbers, and I was thinking um, like even if I gave like a 40% discount, it would still come out to the 1250 for the month for per month from the 2083,
Yeah.
which is still more than the trials I've been doing.
Hmm. I think, yeah, I mean, I don't, I don't, I don't really, um, I guess like what question are you asking, or are you just kind of like telling me, or do you
I
have a
was just
question?
telling you, and then like my thoughts. I just want to know your thoughts on that, which you already commented.
Like
Um,
specifically about the price point or the strategy or what in terms of like my thoughts?
well, because I remember you saying like don't cheapen your costs, or whatever. Because when I was saying about dropping to the 1,000, you're like, no, man, makes it cheap. But then I still get your ads, and so like I've seen like you're doing Black Friday, so I
Hmm.
was like, oh, why do I do that?
Oh, I see. So I guess like what's kind of the move that you're saying? You're gonna reach out to these people and then what are you trying to sell them? $1,000 a month or what are you trying?
Well, just saying like an SMS blast or drip campaign saying, offering like 40% for black off your marketing services, whatever, 40% for your for Black Friday. And then having like a reply yes or no. And then if it's a yes, then they get the link to the de- the
Okay,
calendar.
yeah. Okay. So who have you had that was like maybe a sales call and like just like you couldn't push them over the edge because of price point or something?
Well,
Have a
I
few
mean, a
people?
lot of them.
Okay, so here's a strategy. Okay, here's a good one actually for everybody. So here's something that you could use literally all the time, but it works especially well now. So you have urgency and scarcity. So what you do is you reach out to these people and you say, "Hey, John, just touching a bit. How are you doing, man? Good. Okay. Hey, man. So it's this time of the year, man, Black Friday, and what we always do is we do a promotional offer every year around this time. And what we need to do is we need to hit a certain metric. We need to hit a certain revenue number, and we're about $10,000 shy of that. So what I want to do is I just want to go through the people that I felt like had the best opportunity of winning with us, and I wanted to just make them a special offer. And uh, what we're doing up until this date, the 27th or whatever, Black Friday, is we're giving a 40% discount. Is that something that you'd be open to? Or is that something you'd be interested in? So,
So it's not a blast. It's like you're reaching out individually.
and you could do this at the end of every month, literally. So you have somebody that's hot and heavy, and here's what you could do. Like, let's say you have somebody hot and heavy, and you have a call on the 15th, right? And then they say like, "Oh, dude, Rodarte, everything's good, man, but I can't do 5 grand." Like, okay, well, what would make sense? 4 grand, 3 grand? Let's say you get them to say 3,500. So now at the end of the month, you say, "Hey, remember that conversation we had about the 3,500? Well, again, we got to meet our quota. If you're interested, what we can do is we can work that out for you." Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you get people to tell you, you get people to close themselves, basically. So I think that's what I would recommend doing. Actually, everybody. So Cam, Jorge, everybody. You guys got some hot leads, do that. Work through everybody. Use that uh, as a reason to close them.
Okay.
That's what I would actually do over the Black Friday stuff, man. Like I would do that manual thing over doing the SMS blast.
So Emmanuel just sending out a text or calling them. You're saying, right?
I mean, depends on the person you have depends on the relationship you have with them, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have the answer for you. I think texting them to get the phone call would be ideal. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've done that a few times, like, hey, John, how's it going? Good. Hey, man, I know we had this conversation, da, da, da. I've got something that's really cool that I think would be of interest to you. Do you have a quick 2 minutes to hop on a call? So you get them, bait them to give you say, agree to the phone call. Then on the phone call, you basically position this. Hey, man, so here's the deal. It's Black Friday. We got to meet a quota. I was thinking about a few clients that we could take in for a fraction of the price point. I think you'd be a good fit. If you're still open to that, we could do for you. This is available until the 27th. We got 5 spots available. You're the very first person I called because I thought, you'd be a good fit.
Okay.
Something like that.
Got it. And then
I would do that over this. I would maybe try that, squeeze the hell out of that juice, the lemon, and then maybe try this. I have seen people do this SMS stuff, but what I've seen is, again, I'm not an expert at this, but I remember we had one guy's name's Aiden Anderson, I think. And he did like a 5-day sequence, and then what he was doing is he had to squeeze more juice out of the lemon, where he said, hey, look, we got a few more spots available, one last call. And he kept having people come in, but I don't know how successful that ultimately was. I think he said he got some people to bite. But I think that what I just shared with you is going to be much better for you.
okay. And then I had a tech question. I don't know if you want me to go through that information. Is about my
I'm gonna let you guys go. Because
Okay.
I got a hard out today at 9:30. But did you have another question for me?
Let's go. No, that's it.
Okay. Ryan, you there? Do you have a question
Yes.
that I could help you with before I pass things off to Mason to do his techie stuff? How are you doing, man?
Nah, bro, you bombarded me this morning with all those comments.
Yeah.
And I'm only just getting to them now because of well, shifting my office over the house into the back of the section, and I had to go and buy some shit for a shoot tomorrow. So I'm just getting to it now, and then Facebook has locked me out. I need like the two authentication type thing, but it's not sending me the text message to authenticate myself, so I can't even get in to sort that out, unfortunately. But nah, man, I'll just crack into what you've said and get those ads going. As far as questions, I'll probably hit you up soon, just about the servicing side of it for this one crowd I'm working with. I've basically got to the point where I've almost got the Go High Level all set up. I've connected to their Facebook account and everything, but I'm just creating the creative. So I just want to get your opinion quickly before I present to them and say, yeah, I think this is going to convert or not. Based on a bit of research. It doesn't take much. Like, it's super fucking super basic and looks real shit at the same time because it is so basic, but it's what everyone else is using to convert, and it's working. So there's no reason why it shouldn't. But I'll touch base probably in 2 days' time regarding that.
Okay. These are the people that you were speaking to that said that they wanted to move forward, yeah? And they want
Yeah. So they're all signed up and everything. They're all going. I've got them hooked into GHL. And I'm created a funnel and everything for them already. So I've already cracked into the whole setup there. I'm pretty much ready to run the ads almost.
Okay. So really
yeah.
we're like, hey, Kushik, why don't you have a look at these ads? What do you think? Do you think that these would work? Because if they would work, then I'm going to go and present this as the plan of action for them. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yep. That's the idea.
Yeah, man. I mean, the more data that you can give me in terms of like, okay, here's the research I've done, here's where I went, Facebook ads library, and then I funnel hacked this and that. This is why I think it would work. The more data you can give me, Ryan, the better that's going to be for me in terms of like, okay,
Yeah.
I think I see his perspective. Cool, bro. What else is brewing your mind, bro? What else can we help with? Or what else should I be looking
As well, sorry.
what else should I guess like be looking forward to from you or anything that just how can I be of service? How can we be of service, bro?
No, you're good. you answered the questions I sent through last night. So that was my immediate thing that I needed done to get to the next step. Otherwise, yeah.
Did you get a
It's
chance to
just-
do this stuff, or you're still going through it?
No, I've gone through everything that you sent through.
Okay.
And I've gone through the Trello for the to present to do the ad. So as soon as I'm allowed to log back into my business Facebook, I'll crack into that.
Cool. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I think
Oh,
yeah.
one question. You mentioned that you wanted to see my thank you page. Once they book in the calendar and they click book, it kind of takes them to a separate page, which is like a thank you, kind of like it's real basic. But does it need to go beyond that, really?
I'm gonna send you a really cool video. How about that? I'm gonna show you the deep level psychology of what we're building out step by step. Me and Aman are testing something out where we're actually gonna get rid of a lot of the stuff on the thank you page, because according to some stats, like the average person is gonna spend either 7 seconds on your thank you page, or like I think it's like 7 minutes. And it depends on the number of pieces of content. And so what we're doing is we're actually getting rid of a lot of the content.
Great. The new GoDaddy.
So I know I'm not directly answering your question. This is just such a really cool video that I think you'll get a lot of value from to step by step see. So the way it works is step one is we are basically focused on the calendar page. Step two, we get the thank you page. Step three, what we do is we work on the VSL page. This is a VSL page. So this is like a quick video. Because what's going to happen is when we have the ad and we go to the calendar page, we're just focused on the headline. We're just focused on the offer. The offer should do the heavy lifting, right? Free video commercial. You want a free video commercial? Hell yeah, I do. And that's going to get people to the thank you page. And then the idea is we just have a very simple video for them to watch to tell them how to prepare for the discovery call. So this is what we're starting with. Then what's going to happen is you're going to have more and more people that are going to book a call, but like they don't know what the heck your stuff is about. They might not even be mortgage brokers. So now we put a video in there to get to the calendar page. So they have to watch the video, click a button to get here. So now you're going to have more and more prepared people. And then from there, the next step is we're going to add in an opt-in page. And this is to collect name, email, phone number so that you can remarket to these people. So step one is do this to this, and then this, and then this. Anyways, this is a great video that walks you through that. I've never really shared that high level information, but I think this will really help paint a perspective of like why we're doing what we're doing. I'm sorry, did I answer your question? I did not answer your question. Because your question was
You kind of did.
You asked about
it
the
makes yeah, I think initially I was kind of just leaving it off the board and then the calendar do the thank you because just to get the ad going.
Can you show your thank you page built out?
I haven't got a thank you page built out because I was using the calendar. So you kind of have to go through the page, book, and then it kind of like it comes up with the thank you message. And it's just a message. There's no video or anything attached.
Okay. So it's basically one page. People get to that page, the video on the left side, the count on the right side, they click, they book, and then the page just says thank you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And I've got the opt-in, I've got a pop-up opt-in beforehand.
I saw that.
As soon as they get to the page, opt-in, so that way I do just get those initial contacts because when they put their details into the calendar, it doesn't go through to the contacts list and go high level. So that's why I was doing that so that actually references them. Otherwise, it just comes up with all those question marks. And next time I've got a fucking shit ton of question marks and not knowing who is who.
I would, it's interesting what you have. I saw it and I saw the immediate pop-up and I was a little bit confused what was going on there. Could work fantastic, man. Who knows? But I would definitely have like the basic stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then we can split test if you would like to. It's up to you. But the purpose, have you seen the thank you page? The examples of the thank you page? Do you have an idea what it looks like?
Nah, just I've seen just your one so far that you've always done. Like go to the Facebook for the free video commercial. That was
Okay. So let's do this here. So members, niche funnels. So who do I go to? Okay, so
So this is what it should look like in theory, right? And again, there's the Trello content in there. I should have just like visually shown you this because I think it'll help way more. So calendar page is just this, yeah? Does this look familiar or no?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. So ideally, we're going to do the same thing for you. We're going to just put your headline up here and then your calendar right down there. Have these 3 things down here. Boom. That's your calendar page. Easy peasy. And then your thank you page. Right now, this is what we have. So we have this thing that sticks up to the top. Thank you for booking a call. Step 1, 2, 3. And so this is what everybody has, right? Does this look familiar or no?
No, I haven't seen this part.
So this is the thank you page that everybody builds out. And so what you would do is you're eventually going to create this video. It's like, congratulations. I'm excited to have a conversation with you. Here's how to prepare for the call. Okay. Now, and then people have a photo of themselves, a little background information, and then we have some like results, case studies, stuff like that. And boom, that's a thank you page. Now, what we're going to move towards is literally just this. Like, hey, it's just going to say, congratulations, congratulations, watch the video below. And then there's a video for them to watch, and that's it. That's what we're testing out right now. What we think is going on is there's so much content on this page that people get to this page. So they see the ad, they come in here, they click on the calendar, book it out, they go to the thank you page, and they're like, oh, there's way too much crap here. I'm just going to leave. That's a 7-second person. Our theory is if we just have just this video, thank you, please watch the video below. Now people are actually watching, which is going to prepare them for the actual discovery call. That's what me and Aman are testing right now.
It's a great phrase you've got of Cam.
You look like you're like in the middle of busting a move. Yeah. Does that make sense though, Ryan?
Yeah, mate.
So yeah, again, this should be in the snapshot. I don't know if you saw this, maybe you didn't use a snapshot.
Snapshot.
Yeah, so come in here, understand the game plan, conduct market research, film your ads, edit your video, create 1 to 3 posts, build your funnel. So step 9, if you click this link, that entire funnel will build for you. Opt-in page, thank you page, everything. So basically when you click this, it should look just like this. And you just plug and play.
Fuck. I didn't got to that part in Trello.
No, I know. I was like, man, you put in all this work that you didn't need to put in. Like this is all built out for you, bro.
Okay, man.
This is built out. The calendar, everything's built out. Automations are built out. Everything's already built out for you.
Fuck. Okay, cool. I just imported it just now.
Sweet, perfect. So there you go. And then edit the rest of your video, refine your marketing materials, build your funnel, launch your ad. So there you go. This video right here will walk you through how to set up the ad.
Yeah, I've just watched that one.
Okay, cool. All right, then. I mean, what else you got for us then you want to go over, bro?
Nah, that's it. That's enough to keep me going for the next 2 days.
Good. All right. Anybody else have any Kushi questions before I let you guys go? Okay. Mason, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Do you want me to start a new Zoom call or?
Yeah. Are you doing lines of cocaine right now? Is that why why we can't see you?
No, I was eating.
All right, cool. All right, guys. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go, and you guys can hang out with Mason, lines of coke, strippers, whatever he's got for you guys that worked out last week. All right. Peace.